So very good morning to all. Shall we start?
Sure, sir.
So you all are from MSc or PG student?
MSc, sir.
MSc students? Okay,
MSc.
MS, sir.
MSc. Wonderful.
MSc.
Okay, great. Uh, let's start. I think otherwise that would be late. Already we are late. But let's start. So very good morning to all, and my name is Dr. Anup Girdhar. I'm a CEO with the Sedulity Solutions and Technologies and editor-in-chief with Cyber Times Press. And it's been almost 30 years I'm into a cybercrime investigation and working for Pan India for almost all the law enforcement agencies. So I'm on record trainer with CBI, CID, Anti-Terrorist Squad, Indian Army, Delhi Police Crime Branch, Mumbai Police Crime Branch, BSF, Air Force, NSG, SSB, NTRO, NCIIPC, Ministry of IT, Ministry of Power, Ministry of HRD, Ministry of Home Affairs. So already supported various organizations, and it's been always a pleasure to share that presently 15 plus scientists who are working in certain, that is one of the Indian body, it's a nodal agency who take care for cybercrime investigations in India. And today 15 plus scientists who are working in certain, they were luckily our student, right? And they took proper at least PG or MS courses from us, and somehow we are associated till date and working for government of India. Same way, I think 6 plus scientists working in DRDO also were our students. So we produce scientists for government of India. I think this is the way how we used to introduce. And security is not a one domain because it's always ongoing, and it's always, you know uh, augmented in a such a way, it's being spreading across like anything. So technology is rising up day by day, and the security for those technologies are also quite a big challenge. The vulnerabilities being frequently being identified or being exposed, and even placed in the specific areas. That's an area called, I hope you heard about one word called NVD, that is National Vulnerability Databases. So the things goes over there, and further you can access the exposed vulnerabilities and you can download those vulnerabilities, and based on those you can further prepare your projects, your real time data analysis model, or various other things. So we started working at the time once it was, you can take it like 8-inch floppies, then 5 1x4 inch floppies, and then 3.5-inch floppies. We, I think the people who really did a customization, and we did a lot of hands-on onto, MS-DOS operating system. It was an operating system, and we did a reverse engineering on MS-DOS and various other operating system. So we work with Unix, SCO 3.2, Santa Cruz Operational Unix. We worked with various other platforms like Novel Netware, and then we deployed servers and dump terminals. We worked with bus topology. That was a time. And then, the way it's being changed, a drastic change came, uh, and then floppies move out, and then you enter to CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, and today you are on USBs, and even you have now NVMe drives. So things are changing drastically, right? But take my words, till the time you are not updated in the terms of cybersecurity, you cannot sustain. So always remember, if you are onto a security, you all have to be more hands on, more practical oriented. I think these sessions are more practical oriented. I don't know, somebody must be going to take your sessions for theory, but these sessions are more related to practicals. So I am supposed to work for you on practicals, and I'll share some major things related to the practicals. Uh, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Okay. Today we have a topic, MSCI, and in your IGNO. Luckily, it was a pleasure for me, where in the year 2009 we, being a member of this designing committee in IGNO, and we designed this course, and approximately we I think we started this course in the year of 2010 with IGNO, and started with the initial certificate, diploma, and post graduation diploma, and then further it has been extended to MSc. So MSc in information security. So if I am not wrong, it's been 2010, and now we are in 2026. So it's been almost 16 years associated with your IGNO. And the first pilot batch was taken by me. The course designed by me, and obviously other senior members were also there. And I wrote couple of units also for you in MSc 2021, or other subjects were there. So you will find a lot of course content which is actually more relevant to this particular course, and I also contributed some units. So this is the way how we are associated, and almost now it's been 16 years with IGNU, and supporting only in this course of cybersecurity of IGNO, right? So I'm a technical person. I think you can talk to me more technical, rest operational part or your assignments. And obviously, in technical, you have any doubt, please feel free to ask. You can connect to me, or I really recommend if you can make a one proper. I think there must be developed by Merit. So I'll be a member of that WhatsApp group over there, and accordingly, in case you face any inconvenience in the practical, so I can help you over there, that how you can proceed and how we can pursue the real time practicals. Okay, now let me quickly take you to the 2021, right? So give me a minute. Yes, I got your data. Okay, Merit MSCI 2021. Let me quickly go through with the course, and then I'll give you more practicals so that you can also do a lot of practicals on it. So, where is MSCI 2021? Okay, there we go. Yeah. So there are four good blocks in MSCI 2021. That is, the first one is Introduction to Information Security. I think I'll share my screen. That would be better for all of you. And accordingly, we'll proceed, right? So
So
just give
just
me a
give
minute.
me.
Yeah, is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, is it visible now? Great. Perfect. So there we have a MSCI 2021. I think this is the book which you must have seen. And the major topic is related to what you mean by information technology, the concepts and application. Then we're talking about security awareness. Then we have overview of information security and legal and ethical practices. You can find my name over there in your designing committee and the other members who designed this course. And as an author also, I contributed couple of units. Now, just take a look. Information technology concepts and applications, what we are talking all about. There we have a area we are talking about computer area of security. How many of you are really new? New means the freshers who have not worked yet, the people who are really a fresher and they just joined a masters after their graduation. Probably they are working. People are different, then we'll talk in the different terms that what are the work culture and what type of problems are there in the real time scenario and how to tackle that corporate level issues. But if we'll talk on those grounds, then probably the freshers would face some challenges. So I want to know how many freshers are there, especially in terms of cybersecurity, or you all are working and quite experienced. You can unmute or you can chat and type it on the chat. I just able to interact, and at least I get to know uh, the your level of experience, especially in terms of technology. I'm not talking about security, I'm just talking about technology background. So uh, how many of you really just completed their bachelor's and they just started masters quickly and probably looking for a job, or they just started the job? So I'll consider you're working, Sachin. Fine, good. And what about others? Probably, you see, in igno generally people from working culture, they used to come and all. Great, Sudama, you have 2.4 year experience. I would consider this experience from the IT background, right? Or probably you have a
Yes, sir.
different job profile. That would be great. Rajan, that's great. You are 10 plus experience. Gaurav, you are a fresher. Great. Must take care of you, Gaurav, especially because others have the different type of criteria, and they'll talk on a different grounds and their challenges. So that would be really a good learning experience for you, Gaurav. If you'll, you must try and learn all these things. Yes, Premji, I'm working for 1 year experience in networking. Wonderful. I'm looking for a job. Okay, Nikhil, that's perfectly fine. Yes, Nikhil, that would be again helpful for you. So, Nikhil and Gaurav, you must try to understand the basics, because then I think I would talk more little advanced, as I think the entire audience is more towards advanced issues. So, we'll talk more in advance. But yes, that would be great learning experience for you to interact with the people who have even 10 plus 6 year of experience. Great. So wonderful audience, I would say. And that would be really interesting once we'll talk about more technical. So quickly, I'm not going to teach you the theory. I think theory, you are already aware of what is theory and what you mean by microcomputers and microprocessors, mini mainframes or supercomputers. So I'm not talking about all these things. You must talk about Dr. Datta is there, who was one of the man behind India's first supercomputer. And you are lucky that you are in merit. So Dr. Datta is there, Professor Datta. You must talk to him, and he will share certainly his experience about how this culture of supercomputer came to India, and what was his contribution in the first supercomputer. Was first supercomputer? Have you heard about the name called Param?
Yes, Param.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
great. So
from
Param,
10,000.
how Param came to India, and at that time Dr. Datta was there, and he was one of the person behind. Obviously, it's a big team, but he was one of the person behind that to bring supercomputer like Param in India. So you are in merit. Uh, you must, if you got a chance to meet Dr. Datta over there, you must talk to him and take a privilege to talk to him, right? So you are at the stage where you will find a good people, and you can interact on a real technical grounds. Okay. Operating system. See, to be very honest, okay, I'll just quickly take a look because it's not what exactly we are supposed to talk. Fine. Networks, you have networks. So we'll talk on networks quickly, and I'll show you some certain attacks also on networks. Network is one of the part. Operating system is one of the other part. And security awareness, I think you are quite already aware, and many other awareness options are available these days. Even government of India is already taking initiative by campaigning 1930, or a website like cybercrime.gov.in, where you can report all the cyber crime and cyber related crime, financial frauds related crime over there. So awareness is another part where we are supposed to talk about the latest and updated issues. And obviously we are supposed to talk, so this is your first book, I think, not more than that, but I'll take you to the practical then. Let's take it on other ground. This is very quickly, I'm just rotating, going, what is this, legal. Okay, so obviously you must aware the latest law practices are also very important. So you must aware like what is the legal practices in India. Although in India, IT Act came in the year of 2000 and amended in the year of 2008, right? And we were the people from the batch of 1994 where India got an internet by VSNL, Videsh Sanchar Nigam Limited, introduced internet in India in 1994. And luckily, I was one of the person who got a training in their pilot batch that how to configure the modems, and we were working at that time, and we configured a modems to various corporate, various agencies, and we are supposed to go and install the internet services over there. So how to convert your telephone lines to a fax tone, and otherwise, or an internet tone, and then finally you can able to access Yahoo. At that time there was no Google at all, right? So we completed our graduation once there was no Google, there was no such good internet or something you can say, right? So we were the people from that time. I think it's been more than almost 3 decades, right? But legally, if you will talk about, so in year 2000 we got a IT Act, Information Technology Act 2000 in India, that got amended in the year of 2008. And various regulations came across frequently. Recently, if you will see, actually our law got a freedom in the year of 2023, only just in 2023, where Indian Penal Code, uh, your CRPC, CPC, such, and especially Indian Evidence Act got deprecated, and the all the sections being null and void, the entire acts being null and void. So we generally used to say that our law get the freedom in the year of 2023. And we got a new law, new concepts, although the concepts were similar, because the indian in Indian jurisdiction, you will find the common problems being sustained for so long, right? And if you talk about the real time challenges, you will figure out, see, the things are same only due to the technology, due to the digital world, due to this information technology. A lot of crimes being become a more sophisticated crimes. So how to deal with these sophisticated crimes? The course of cybersecurity becomes mandatory from UGC, from AICT, everybody being introduced. And in year 2023, India got a Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita (BNS) Act, BNSS, that is Bharatiya Nyaya Suraksha Sanhita, which is the replacement of CRPC. Then India got a BSA, that is Bharatiya Sakshar Adhiniyam. So you must be known to all these acts, right? It is very important for all of you. And another is Bharatiya Sakshar Adhiniyam, which is the replacement of Indian Evidence Act. So today, how you people can consider an evidence? Where is the digital evidence? How you can figure out those evidences? How you pick those evidences? And how you can make it admissible to the court? So we have to think on those grounds. We have to understand what is the process of collection of evidences, and facing legal and technical part. Obviously ethics are the another level of part, because ethics gives you the way. Because see, to be very honest, if you really want to be into a security domain, you actually have to think like a hacker. You have to do certain, sometimes certain live attacks. We personally implemented various attacks, but that is for the security of the organizations, or some bodies, government bodies, and law enforcement agencies, because that is very much required. That is very much, although the activity which you are performing seems to be like illegal. So where are the ethics? What is the purpose? Everything is technology. We are not the magician. We can do any damn thing practically. We can collect the data online. We can process everything. We can, crack any operating system, their passwords. You talk about any damn thing. This is quite possible. But at the same time, there the security also exists. So if hacking exists, the security also exists. Only the difference is that how you deal, how much you are sound, how much you are skilled in that particular domain. So to be very honest, information security is not a domain. It's not at all a domain. It is a domain which exists on all the existing domains or existing technologies. So you need to figure out how to deal with these kind of things, how to capture the data, where is my data? Because today you have to understand from the data perspective. The data is in the motion, or data is it on the rest mode? If the data is on the rest mode, we have different perspective. We'll work on a different grounds. If it is in the motion, like real-time data, your data is on moving on cloud or on network, how you will deal with that data, how you'll capture, how you'll analyze, how you'll figure out what exactly the things are going on. And today, where technology has been augmented with the AI model and various new technologies, because we now the volume of the data is very very high, very very high. It's a huge data. So that data is to be catered, and it's not always we need to save the data on the real time basis. Means I recently in one of the conference, and I will not take the name of the company, but one of the very renowned company who produce electrical appliances in India. And uh, they have IoT devices these days, Internet of Things, IoT devices. Can you imagine? I was in a discussion, and some we were on one of the another act. We were discussing about an act called DPDP Act, that is also introduced in 2023. That is Digital Personal Data Protection Act at 2023. So we were on one of the conference, and I just suggested physically we were talking about some problems, so I suggested some solutions. And one of the CISO of that organization was there, and he said, sir, we really want your support, because you can't imagine, presently, every day we used to receive, and we need to handle 9.2 petabytes of data per day. So think practically, it's not a TB, GB or TB. It's we are talking about petabytes, and daily on their network, they got a data of 9.2 petabytes. So the concern is, how can you deal with that data? where the flood of data is like anything. Can you store anywhere that 9.2 petabytes daily, the data being generated? Because IoT devices are like, you can say, the special type of sensors, special type of digital gadgets which are generating a data packets. The types of protocols behind those packets are completely different. The protocols which they use, like, probably, I don't think so you heard, but you must note down how the IoTs are also working. There is a one special protocol called MQTT.
TT. Yes.
Right, great, Sachin. So MQTT, basically the size of each packet of MQTT is only of 17 bytes. 17 bytes. It's like almost headerless packet, because 2 bytes for the header and 15 bytes for the data. So the size of that MQTT protocol is only 17 bytes. And the concern is each sensor is generating that packet, say, for every second. So 17 bytes generated for every second. And say, suppose for one organization, if I deploy 1 lakh sensors or any IoT device, think about edge computing, fog computing models, which has already been introduced. And if we take any organization or any building, right, how can you make it complete digitized? And if you really want to generate that data, that information being generated from different sensors for every particular seconds or on the real time basis, how can you cater that data where the volume of the data is 9.2 petabytes? So think on those grounds that today even we don't have that level of storage. They don't store, they only analyze. This is the way how they are handling. Real time handling is different. Today we talk about security means, we'll keep the data, we analyze the data. So you need to understand where is your data, how you manage your data. So that is the area where we have to focus, and we have to think from that perspective. Becomes more easy for you to learn which technology is more supportive for which particular domain or at which particular scenario. So it is all scenario based security models, right? Customized security models. So security is not a like Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Even in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, you must have seen, you know, after every year or after, I think, a couple of years, you will find a new version. Really, you want MS Word to be revamped multiple times, where you are already doing almost all the features were there, but still they are making it something else. So the data handling, a basic applications like Word, Excel, PowerPoint being updated with the latest versions, we are on the layer of security side. So we have to think on a very different ground. We need a customized security models. Now, how to get into the customized security model? At least your basic models must be clear. Your technology must be, truly, thoroughly, thoroughly you have to go through that. So to learn information security, I'll give you the three major areas, three steps to learn any technology. So note down, if you want, you may note down. The first one is learn the technology thoroughly. So you talk about any technology. Let's say I'll talk about databases. I'll talk about today, even you have earlier we used to call like relational database management system, object oriented relational database management system. Today we are talking about something else. We are talking about documentation based management system, no SQL model. We are talking about various products like MongoDB and other kind of things. We are talking about like mobile apps. Earlier the way of mobile apps was completely different. So your mobile apps were quite you know uh, today it's more like hybrid, right? It's not a native apps, it might be a hybrid app, or web based apps are there. And how to handle the web apps, how to cater that data, the data in the all documentation format. So you will find many different technologies. Like you talk about blockchain, you talk about IoT, you talk about big data, how to handle big data indexing, transmission, controlling. So there are many more things these days. So if you are on any particular technology, hardly matters, you probably get the job on your specific domain. Remember, you will get a job in specific domain. Or why not networks? Why not then you have a concepts of cloud, and you have a concepts of so many things are there. And obviously, whatever you people are doing today, you have to upgrade to that technology, let's say with AI. But everything is not AI. Please take my words on that. Any technology, any programming language, any product, right, you need security. So how to get into the security? So the step one is always thoroughly go for the practicals for any particular technology. Let's say if you started working, some of I think participants are working on technology, on networks. So that is really good. If you're really learning what are the various types of protocols, how protocol performs, and I'll show you live that how we can go and capture the data packets from the network, and or in Wi-Fi, without hampering the network services. We'll cater that packet, then we'll try to analyze the packet. We'll figure out how the content will being performed, and to process the data. Even we'll try to figure out, can we able to extract the data packets, and the data from those packets, right? And where it's all imagination. So in information security, in cyber security, first of all, you need to start feeling of data. Where is my data? You have to feel how the thing works. You have to understand, you have to increase your imagination model, because it's all intangible. It's all completely, it's all intangible, means it's not visible at all, right? You will feel that data is moving, but you cannot see. So it's not a physical object. But yes, how to handle the physical security, network security, or any type of technology wherever you people are working, how to work on it. So first learn the technology thoroughly. Once you feel that now you are comfortable on the technology, right, you started working and you're earning, or you got some projects. Even the students who are not working, they start working on some live projects from the day one. Take my words, if you really want to learn security, or you want to sustain in the technology, take any live project. I'm talking about live project, I'm not talking about the fake projects. Don't go with the fake projects. Take a somewhere a live project and make it live. Feel where is the data, collect that data, process the data, and then you understand how to handle the things. You will learn a lot of things, right? Start working on live projects. Even if you are a fresher, hardly matters, right? Or the people who are already working, they already dealing with the organizational data. So you have to be very much cautious while working on the organization data. I have seen many people facing a lot of challenges, that especially these days I have seen, like although we have a BYOD model, that is bring your own device, which is I think very good, right? But earlier I have seen like organization used to issue you a mobile or a laptop, and you have to work from home culture or various other culture. Because of work from home, post COVID, I have seen like mostly organization simply said, now bring your own device. So that is BYOD model. But today, if you bring your own device, and your device might be compromised or have some vulnerabilities, or carry some malwares on the back end, how those devices can easily be connected to the corporate network. So if it connects to the corporate network, what is an impact, right? So think about an impact, and that impact to be mitigated on the corporate side, on the corporate network. So what is the best practice? You start learning. This is of initial stage. You start learning to make a isolated environment in your system. How to make an isolated environment on your laptops. And this is what in BYOD, the concept is isolated environment, so that the monitoring and surveillance is quite possible by the organization. Second, whatever the activity performed by you, we have the logs, and we can analyze those logs, that for how long you really work, You really worked on that particular part or not? You really applied your skills, or how many times you access that chat GPT or other things? We can access your URLs on the back end. So everything is quite possible. And the best part, whatever is there in your system, we are not going to tag, we are not supposed to access that data. So we need to take the privacy, we need to talk about ethics, we need to talk about legal, we need to talk about technical part, and performance optimization, availability of data, and everything. So three major pillar of cybersecurity or information security. Three major pillars: confidentiality, integrity, and the availability of data. So confidentiality, if you talk about confidentiality, then how you can make your data confidential? Think on those grounds. So probably we talk about cryptographic algorithms, or there are various ways. It's not only cryptographic, but there are various ways. I hope if we have something in our syllabus, we'll talk about it and we'll do it practicals also. Right. So what is that way? Then integrity, CIA, confidentiality, integrity, how you can make your data integrated. Integrated doesn't mean that you are collecting and you are enhancing. It is basically integrity check. Integrity check is a different concept altogether. Integrity means my data should not be tampered, my data should not be accessed. The metadata, or I would say the artifacts of the data, in forensics language we used to call it artifacts. So if the data is on the forensic side, if my data is on, I have certain artifacts. So how to handle those artifacts, and how can we preserve those artifacts? How we can work on those grounds so that we can able to collect the proper data in a proper manner, and that data must be, admissible to the court. So there you have to understand the real time practical scenarios. Okay, how to handle it? First, learn the technology thoroughly, and second step, the second step in information security, I don't know how other would take it, but I simply say go and breach it. Really, you have to hack it. You will not be so sure in terms of security unless and until you don't know what is hacking. So you have to learn. Mostly people say, like, if you are into information security, cyber security, you have to learn hacking. See, hacking is not the way that you are supposed to become a cyber criminal. Hacking is what, like, you're supposed to learn or identify the common vulnerabilities in that specific technology. So second stage is your job is to identify the vulnerabilities. Doesn't mean you go and attempt and really you commit some crime. Before you commit a crime, I think that is one of the reason in your first module, in your first unit, they are talking about legal and ethics. So you should know, go and read IT Act section 43, go and read IT Act section 65, go and read section 66, 67. You just need to go through these basic sections, and take my word, that would be there in your exams. If you really want to learn IT Act, networks, this legal part, and if the law part is there in your exams, it comes from section 43, it comes from section 65, 66, 67, section 78, section 69 and 79. Just read these couple of sections or few sections. Just go through with these sections, you will be more compliant with the legal system. You'll understand how legal system performs, how it works. Right? Are you getting my point, everybody? So please note down these sections, and you have to learn these sections instead of reading that 90 plus pages almost of IT Act Amendment 2008. It's recommended you just simply go through with ITAA 2008. You can Google it also, ITAA 2008. You will get a PDF file. Download that PDF file, read section 43, 43 with sub clauses. There are 10 sub clauses of section 43. And then IT Act section 65. Section 66 is more important because 66, 66A, 66B, C, D, E, F. So certain sections important. And then 67, because that is related to obscenity, nudity, or publishing obscene content and relevant to that. So section 67, 67A, 67B, like child abuse and other things being introduced in section 67B. You can read that part, and afterwards you can go with section 69, section 78, 79. So if you read these basic sections, I think you are through thoroughly, aware about what is the Indian legal system. Although there are many new things, but then you can understand, and then you will be more into the what is the real practical things of that, right? So why legal and why? Because if you are really going to deal with the hacking, the vulnerabilities which are there in the system, and you will really work on it, sometimes you will commit some crime. So you need to understand what is that thin line, very thin line between committing a crime or becoming a security professional. It's a very, very thin line, because tools, tricks, techniques, strategies are almost same, right? So that is the second stage. Explore vulnerabilities. Explore how to implement those vulnerabilities. What are the real time challenges? What is written in the books or in the technology, and how the hackers are changing that strategies. The next and the third level is your cybersecurity or your information security. So first, learn the technology thoroughly. Second, identify or explore the vulnerabilities of that technology. Third, implement security, because now you are the only person where you understand how to implement security. Where are the vulnerabilities? If you know the vulnerabilities, then only you will go and secure it. Nah. Otherwise, randomly you are taking some tools, tricks, operating systems like Kali, and you will do nothing. Take my words. That is not good to go. You have to make your own product. You have to implement your own tools, and then only you can be more into the real depth. How many of you really know the Linux? Are you comfortable in Linux? Unstructured data, Sachin, right? Which comes in the
Yes, sir.
volume of amount. Very good, Sachin. Okay. Yes, you all are aware of Sachin, Rajan, great, Prem, wonderful. So three, I think, out of good strength out of 10, 11, sort of four. Okay, wonderful. So the students who are already aware of Linux, I think they can deal with more into the customization of security, because whenever we get into the security, actually we need Linux. Although it is possible on Windows also, for especially if I'll talk about from Windows 10 or 11, that is also good to go on it. But no, we want Linux, because your most of the servers, your most of the cloud architecture is on Linux, and the attacks, if you really want to implement, is actually being customized easily on Linux rather than on Windows. So that is the only part, right? But yes, mostly our endpoint security is dealing with only Windows, because in India still we have Windows, right? After so many years, you must have seen still people, the fresher always starts with Windows, right? Or they might look forward for a Mac OS, or if you know Mac is also Linux, don't worry. So that means you know Linux. Even you already aware of Linux. I don't know why you are not answering. Even you are also on Linux, because you are already using Android phones. That is also Linux. You are using iPhone. That is also Linux. So take my words, you are working on the it is a family, Nix family. We used to call it Nix family. So you are the member of Nix family. Somehow you have tasted Linux. But the concern is how professionally you can deal with Linux, so that you can become more on security, and you can customize what the things are required for security. And at least we are not going to download that crack versions of the software, because most of the applications are open source. we can able to download, we can customize, we can modify legally, we can deploy on the multiple machines legally. It's not like Windows, it's not like Microsoft products, which are obviously it's proprietary, but proprietary is a lateral or different part. But even it's paid, and because it's paid, I don't know why people feel more pride to go and download the counterfeit applications from torrents, or I don't know, from many third party sites, right? So it's never recommended, because the day you download these counterfeit application, your computer also get compromised, your system become more vulnerable. So think how to proceed with, and how to build your isolated environment. So first practical part, before you start, before you start you all need to understand one of the topic, although this topic is not a part of your course, right? But actually it is a part of your course, because we are dealing with the security models. So the first and most important part you need to understand, and please take my words, one of the warning to all the people who are already associated with the organization, they are not supposed to install any third party tool, any application on the corporate assets. Corporate assets means probably you got a laptop from the company, so you are not supposed to install it on it, right? Otherwise there would be a kind of we used to call it show cause notice, right? So don't get into that uh, you know uh, unnecessary, you create a panic for you, or a problem situation for you, right? Corporate people, you are not supposed to install any third party tool unless and until it is really recommended by the organization, or the permission taken by the organization, right? You are not supposed to install. On your personal laptops, yes, you can install. On your mobiles, probably you can install. But again, I recommend, if you have another laptop for this, that would be great. You can go and buy some second hand laptop, very very cheaper, but good configurations. That is perfectly fine. Otherwise, no need to carry multiple laptops. Today we are in the era especially of virtualization and containerization. So the first and most important, which is a part of cloud computing, we used to actually teach in the cloud computing, but today you are not supposed to talk on that. We are into the isolated environment. So the first and most practical part, you have to make yourself ready with virtualization. For virtualization, again, I'll recommend, I'll show you my screen first of all. I think it's already shared, so probably you can see my screen, and I'll just take you to the practical. Well, first of all, this is Sedulity operating system. I am not on Windows, I am not on Mac OS. This is India's first operating system which we have designed, and I filed patent in 2011. Obviously new versions are there. So presently you can consider that I am on Linux. For others it's just like Linux, right? But there we talk about kernel level security. We supported to DRDO on the kernel level security, and many other organizations. So we are on to completely with the security product of Linux, and we are on Linux only, and we are dealing with the other things. So just quickly I'll give you the way how we deal with the things. This is one of my especially the laptop where I used to give the seminars or workshops or trainings. So I take it like that. This is one of the, I have multiple desktops now in Windows 11. You must have seen multiple desktops feature that was started by Linux long back, and just in Windows 10 or 11 you must have seen the same features. I would say now Windows is copying back to Linux. Earlier Linux people used to copy the Windows themes and Windows features, but now Linux has started capturing the Linux features in Windows 11 and all. That is what I have seen. Okay, quickly you can take a look that we have one of the product called Oracle VirtualBox. So I have a concept of Oracle VirtualBox, which is again open source product of Oracle, right? And otherwise you can take one proprietary product, that is VMware. So the people in the corporate probably they know what is VMware or virtualization. But all the freshers, they must start with the concepts of virtualization, use a software called Oracle VirtualBox, and you need to deploy their extensions along with that. Afterwards, take a look. If you have a Windows, you can directly go to the Microsoft site. Take my words, go to Microsoft website. Okay, if you really want to download Windows 11 or something, Windows 10 is already deprecated, so you now I think Windows 11 only available. So go to Microsoft website, go and download officially Windows ISO, Windows 11 ISO from Microsoft portal, and install your Windows. So I have Windows, separate Windows only for malware analysis. I have an isolated environment. I have a separate environment. I created this. Even I have Windows 7 already deprecated. I have Windows 10. That's on this 10. I have Windows 11. I have my other Sedulity OS and other operating systems and VMs for testing purpose and all. So the concern is you are supposed to learn how to deal with the operating systems, how to start with the various other operating system. If you are on the operating system security and you're looking for that and you want to run some application, deploy some application, you want to test certain applications, do not install it on your base machine where you have the data. Otherwise unnecessary, you need to download sometimes third party servers. Even you are a developer, you are making some websites or mobile apps, you need some today I think you must have seen a React.js, Node.js, Next.js. So JS servers are available, or you are on Python servers, Flask, or you are making Laravel or other applications for mobile application designing. You need servers, you need backend file handling, distributed file system architectures are there. So in such scenario, it is not recommended to download everything on your base machine. It's highly recommended either you take it in the virtual box, virtual machines, or if it is just related to application, if it is not related to the kernel or OS part, you're not talking about operating system security. If it is operating system and the application which you want to run and test on the particular operating system, you need to download like this, right? And it works like multiple operating system running in the same way, the same pattern on your machines. Let's say I'll show you. If I have Windows, I'll just start with Windows. So you will feel this is what it's Oracle VirtualBox. It's like you will say, sir, the Windows is loading. So how this Windows works actually, right? You can just take a look. So how Windows is working, right? In my machine I have multiple platforms now. I just try to prepare things like that. So what is this? According to you, this is what? This is Windows 10, right? This is just like Windows 10, but this is emulated environment of Windows, where I have some MS Office, I have some application. I need to download and process any application on Windows. So I can do like this, but at the same time, actually I'm on Sedulity OS. I have 4 different desktops, so I'm using my desktops. Like desktop 1 is for Linux, 2 is right now for Windows, and I can make multiple operating systems and multiple testings which I can do on various different platforms, right? So first, what you need to learn, how to deploy. If you are already doing, I think you must be aware of. But for the freshers, if they are not aware, the first most important part is make the isolated environment in the virtualization concepts, and you can run your computers quite easily, right? In this way. Next, there is one more concept. In Linux, you will see one more concept, or otherwise in Windows also it's possible. So don't worry, the students who don't know Windows, you need not to worry. On Windows also you can do VirtualBox, and it also works on Mac OS. So you need not to worry. Whatever the laptop you have, it is compatible to that. But apart from that, the most important part is another yeah, another way how to deal with the specific servers or pre-deployed servers. So we are not going to fight with the how to deploy the servers. We are fighting with how to implement the task. So the best practice is you need to go and start working with the concept of containerization. And one of the very good utility of the containerization, one application of the containerization called as Docker. So you need to go and download the Docker and see the Docker images, which are pre-designed, pre-loaded applications are available. So even I have my own data set, I have my own web servers. I am working with AI N10, that is how to make your AI agenting. I'm also working with the Jupyter, like for Python and a lot of data science, AI, ML projects. I'm also with like MariaDB, old version. So version control is also the best part over there, because now we can take, I can use the latest MariaDB, or I can work on the previous versions of MySQL. So I'm on to testing, I'm on to security, I'm on to various aspects. I need to create a twin system of any existing model, and on that I need to figure out the security challenges, vulnerability challenges on the real time basis. I work on Olama and PHP and I think React and vulnerability. I have a Diva assessment kit. So you can see this is what presently in my laptop, right? And anytime you can start the containers, like last containers, if you want to see. Now, what is containerization? That is what I said. You have to learn containerization to start with your security, journey. Okay, so I'll show you my some of the container. These are the few of the containers you can find, and you can see these are the applications and the containers which are running anytime, lasts like 6 days, 5 months, 4 months, 2 weeks, 1 week. I'm working on the various different containers, right? When it was created, and last when I exit, what was the part, how many ports being occupied by that. Now what are ports? You need to learn the ports and all. So you need to learn a lot of things in this case. But first, I recommend, whenever we'll talk about any application, we'll try to, these days the best part is, best practices, we'll try to deploy those applications in the form of containerization. But if it is related to the platform based testing, I recommend start working with the virtualization, right? This is basically for experts. This is called as a type 2 hypervisor. What is it called? Type 2 hypervisor, because we are not using type 1. It is always on the data center side, where we have a type 1 booted from the base type 1 OS. So this is type 2 hypervisors. The concept of type 2 hypervisor, we are working on those models and the general laptops. I hope this concept is clear. I hope this concept is clear to all. Now, you must note down, if you are a fresher, you just note down these words. Probably most of you are already working on this scenario, on this culture, right? This is the isolated culture where you have to build in your system so that further you can start practicing. Even if you really want, somebody want a Kali or some other OS, need to practice, because if you go and Google it, see, I don't recommend Kali, to be very honest. I don't recommend to go and start with that. Instead of that, it's better you download Ubuntu. If you're really interested in learning Linux, first you install Ubuntu, and whatever the application required, right? Whatever is required, we'll try to download by own, instead of a pre-deployed application. So Kali is nothing. It is just an operating system with preloaded utilities, nothing else. Okay, so it's a still one of the OS, but yes, mostly people follow because it's online, free, and easily available. So I recommend at least you learn Linux and install those apps in your own systems. So start from the basic. Means, take it like na yaar, you have to travel in Delhi, and probably you love to go by walk. If you are health conscious, you try to use a public vehicle like a metro, because time constraints in that case. Probably you take your scooty or bike, right, to reach an easy and convenience. But still sometimes you'll take a car. Anybody really want to travel in Delhi, where you are driving a big bus or big trawler and sitting alone, and you want to travel from one place to other? You really want to take a trawler, a big trawler or big truck or a big bus, कि चलो घूमने चलते हैं, है ना, एंड लेट्स हैव अ कन्वीनियंस, फॉर अ कन्वीनियंस लेट मी टेक माय ट्रक टुडे, and you drive alone and sitting on the truck and enjoying, chalo, है ना? Did you really think on that grounds? Never. है ना? Kali is just like that. It's pre-loaded like a bus, and you are just starting. You are just initiating with the basic steps. So I recommend take a due diligent way of your operating system. Use that simple operating system. Like Ubuntu is perfectly fine. It's free. No need to pay anything. Officially available, publicly available online. I think latest version of 26.04 LTS has already been introduced, so you can go and download that one and try Ubuntu. Start learning on that. That would be really helpful for everybody. And as and when whatever the utility required for testing, you can simply go and download and install it. It's not downloading, it's just a single command, apt install, and the name of the application you can install. Otherwise you have ChatGPT or Google, from where you can see how to install any application. It's almost within their repositories, right? 90% applications are there in their repositories, and rest, in case you want, I think tar files or bz extension files are available, or GitHub libraries available, or many things are available to go through. So not a difficult task. Make your own, hands on, practical, and as and when whatever is required, just install it on that. This is the best practice how it works, right? I hope you understood how to create the platform to perform, how to perform security part and all that, right? So that is the first and basic part. Any doubt? Anybody have any doubt in this case, that how to start with the security? Before we do any practicals, anything, you have to start from the basics. So make your environment isolated environment before you start, because we, or from merit or from personally or as an individual, I never recommend that you download any application on your existing laptops. But if you really want to work, you want to do practicals, and your data might be get compromised due to some malware. Even we have to download sometime malware. How you will do malware analysis unless and until you will not introduce a malware in your systems? So that is a real risk part, a dangerous part. But for that, you need to reach to that level. So we prepare the malware OS or separate environment, isolated environment. Then we introduce malware over there, and then we'll try to analyze their behavior. And then based on that behavior, we'll try to identify that how we can mitigate, find the patches. So we create patches basically, right? We create those patches over there. Is that clear? I hope everybody is now comfortable with this particular part, right? Great. Okay, so next, I think we have to talk about initial stage. So whenever you are about to start with a network, your information security practice, the first and most important part is you should be very, very comfortable with the networks. Okay, so how to get into the networks? Learn starting from the types of networks. I'll give you the keywords, and that is also somewhere in your exams. So please note down. Probably you need uh, you need to start with what are the types of networks. You need to start with the concepts called topologies. You need to talk about the real scenario and how to handle with those topologies, and present scenario. In the current scenario, what type of hardware resources or other network resources are required. Devices, you need to learn about almost all the types of devices in the networks. So if I'll simply say, or if I'll ask you, what is the difference between hub, switch, and routers? What do you mean by routers? And then what is basically, although it's a the the hybrid model, but what about then Wi-Fi router, and how Wi-Fi router is actually different from a router, right? So you talk about the hardware gadgets. What do you mean by bridge? What do you mean by modems? Although modems not required, but yes, or everything is digitalized. But now in digitalization also we need a different concepts of bridging or virtual networks, VLANs. So think about these types of areas you need to explore a lot, and then only you can understand what is the basics of network. Then you need to start working practically with the protocols. Understand what is protocol. Definitions are there. If you really want to learn the definition, I think your IGNU books are really good. You can go with that. But otherwise, if you want more in detail, I recommend you can read a Wikipedia, right? Wikipedia websites for that particular technology, because that is always the reviewed content, okay, available on Wikipedia. It's not a fake content on any third party sites. So I recommend you can go and read the content from Wikipedia. Wonderful way to learn and understand scientifically how that technology works. Try to explore the various types of protocols, especially ICMP, TCP/IP, TCP and IP, obviously. Then versions, IPv4, IPv6. What's the difference? How technology works? What is IPsec? For corporate people, you have to sometimes implement IPsec. What is end-to-end encryption standards? uh, and what is the role of IPsec? So think about IPsec on that. What do you mean by DHCP, DHCP v6? So DHCP protocol, ICMP protocol, because in security you will find many attacks being committed by ICMP. So you need to understand what are the ICMP protocols, TCP, IP, internet protocols. Then you have uh, various latest other protocols also, like FTP, SMTP, POP3, IMAP for mail servers, and other application based protocols are available. But at least learn these protocols and the purpose of these protocols and how it performs, so that later we need to cater those packets, we need to capture their activities of these protocols practically, and on that basis we'll try to analyze those packets. We'll try to figure out the way how it is performed, from where the packet being, then analytical model, how the packet came across, timelines, analysis, anomaly detection, hacker activity detection, behavior analysis, sort of. So many things are there on the back end. Okay, but unless and until if you're not comfortable with the networks, that would be a biggest problem for all of you. So you need to understand what are the IP addresses, how to capture those IP addresses, and which are the ways. DNS. So DNS entries, you need to figure out all the DNS entries, that how, what are the commands, utilities used to, or some third party websites available by which you can capture a lot of DNS entries and identify some goals. So we'll do some practicals, don't worry, but I'm giving you how to start with, how to collect information, collect with the tool, or what are the goals, what is the journey to start with, and how to get into your information security or why don't you take it as a career? Right. So what is the best way to get into information security practices? Right. So in this case, I prefer go with networks, device based security, device how it is performing, what is even I don't know how the some experienced people they really working on it or not, but probably you know, or but you might ignore sometimes. Now I would love to give you some case studies, some cases. The cases like can you give me the details? Anyone, you all have Wi-Fi at your home, suppose, and if I'll say, can you give me the details, say for yesterday, that how many devices connected to your network on Wi-Fi, what are their details, at what time they connected, and at what time they exit from the network, what was their duration, total bandwidth, how much bandwidth they utilized, and what was their MAC address or physical address, right? So you need to give me the list of these things, say for yesterday, right? If I'm asking you these kind of information, really, I think in India, probably everybody is on Wi-Fi. If you are already on Wi-Fi, my concern is if I'll ask for some digital information, are you really equipped to give me the appropriate information, even from your organization? Probably in organization, the model is different, but what about endpoint security or at your network security, home network security? Yes, we can fetch that details from the Wi-Fi routers. Sachin, you are right that we have to fetch it from the Wi-Fi routers, but my concern is, do you know, I'm asking you, say for yesterday, probably if you just restarted your router, or even you have not restarted your router, do you know the routers have very, very less memory? So probably you can get the data, let's say only for today, but not for yesterday or even day before yesterday, depending upon router and their model, obviously, right? So the what are the challenges? And in case, let's say, somebody somehow able to compromise your network and they got your Wi-Fi password, lakhs of videos are there for how to hack Wi-Fi. I know 99% are fake, that was not going to work for you. But yes, out of that 1 to 2% good videos are there which is still working, because the user or the owner of that Wi-Fi network, they don't take precautions. So your mistakes, your common mistakes, would be one of the real challenge to become compromised. And the day you get compromised, take my words, you'll be hacked like anything. Right. Then technology would work or not, that could be a different part. Even there is a concept called for information gathering, there is a concept you need to learn. Then second step, after network, you need to learn information gathering. So the next step is information gathering, and in case of information gathering, we're supposed to work with social engineering. We'll talk about footprinting, we'll talk about scanning. So that is also the part somehow relevant to your networks or your system information, or some any infrastructure or any targeted system information. But how to cater that information, what are the real time information which you can able to gain, and on that basis what you perform, how you perform the things, right? So we need to figure out those values, those information about the target. And take my words, in your examination, you must be going to appear for the practical exams somewhere in the month of June, I believe, or July, as per whatever the tentative timings. There for 3 hours practical is there for 21 MSCI 21. There is a general, this question is always there, that will give you a target, and on that target could be a network, could be your some website, or any particular computer or any IP, will give you some target, and you are supposed to generate the information gathering report out of it. You need to do some OSINT, open source intelligence process on it. You need to apply some tools to retrieve the information and you are supposed to even attempt certain attacks on those devices. Will give you some device or some website where you have to do some practicals on it. So this is your practicals for this year. You have three practicals: MSCI 21, 22, I don't know, 23 or 24. One of that is also
23.
23, right? Huh. So you have three practical exams which you have to appear, apart from theory. Apart from theory. So in practicals, we are supposed to ask you, we'll give you the machine live and you have to sit and you have to do these kind of jobs. There must be one at least question, almost even in every exam, where you have to start from information gathering and their network details, then their operating system details or other information gathering model. So very, very important part. You are supposed to learn how to do this. I will show you some practicals. Don't worry, I'll show you those practicals so that you can handle the things and practically you can able to implement those things. Right? I'll show you everything practically, but I'm giving you the roadmap how to initiate security part. Right? This is the best practice how you can get into it, and then I think we can talk about operating system security. Then we can talk about some application securities, and let's say email hacking, email security, or then application level securities. We'll talk about then cryptography, network security, network attacks. Network attacks, you need to learn DOS, DDoS, and many various other attacks. uh, then you can go with the reverse engineering, malwares is a good topic, right? Then there are a lot of big stages. Phishing is fine. Phishing is one of the most important part also, but if you are aware, I think you can never become a victim of phishing. People are making a lot of phished websites, phished links are available. So I believe today the percentage of phishing is quite reduced. Although for remote level hacking, phishing is the best practice, right? For remote level hacking, but from network level hacking or from system level hacking perspective, then phishing is a different terms altogether. Got it, Rajan? Phishing is one of the many people, massive open-ended massive attacks are through phishing mostly, right? But today I think we all are aware, and still but yes, many people who are not from the technology background, or you can say even the technical people, are so exhausted in their work that they won't be able to decide like at what time what to do, and unintentionally they used to click on some third party links and they become a victim also. Hacking any particular hardware or any mobile laptop is not a big deal, because you got some phish links or some trojan links, some malwares links, or some third party. Even today nobody is introducing malware in your systems. Today what they want the processing, they want your ip, they want, I believe today even VPN is more challenging than phishing. Because first, one biggest problem in India, we are not aware what to do in the right way. For corporate level security, VPN is the best practice. You all have to go through with that. But downloading VPN from Google is 100%, you're making your machine more vulnerable. Downloading free VPNs is 100%, you know, really a very, very, I would say it's a complete bad practice. Never do this. And I have seen the the most of the people, non-technical people especially, I have seen even technical people, they are supposed to download VPN like anything. Today most of the devices I have seen, they deployed VPNs. Why you are using VPNs? Really, you know how VPN works? What is the technology, how technically, what is the infrastructure way, how it performs? Everybody say like I want security, so I use VPN. VPN is not for security. VPN is virtual private network, and that is to be meant for the organization level security. Bring your own device, model security. We need VPN. But for you, me, or any unknown user, randomly downloading VPN is not a security. If you really want to learn more on that, you can read one of my research paper, and that was cited by Harvard University. Today Harvard selected my research paper on VPN. It's just a basic survey, very very basic survey, and you will find Harvard University recommended my paper to their students or their professors. You can go to a new tab, and even you just type my name, Anup Girdhar. You will see on Google. Now it becomes a word like Anup Girdhar VPN. I didn't prepare any VPN, but that is a keyword nowadays, because you can find the Harvard University link is available. If you go to the Harvard University link, that common vulnerabilities exposed in VPN for one of my PhD scholar, she got a PhD awarded, and at the time of COVID in year 2021, I wrote this paper. Still we got a lot of recommendation, and it was published in the Journal of Physics. I wrote a one simple paper, a simple survey of a VPN, and that was available there on their website. You can go and find and download that paper, right? So you can simply go and download that paper. That is publicly available. This is PDF file. You can find that file and learn what is VPN. Right. This is one of my scholar. She is a faculty in a modern college in Pune, but now she got awarded with the doctorate. So right now, six PhDs were awarded under my supervision, and every year, I think 2025 MTech uh, people got awarded in the area of research. So this is the way how we are into research, right? How we do practicals and all. You can just read it, very simple, in a very simple language. I just wrote what are the common problems, common issues. I generated the list of CVE, that is a common vulnerability exposures, with their date time, with the scenario, that common vulnerability. So now I recommend even you can produce a next level of paper, because now it's being quite old, but we can write a new paper with the latest vulnerabilities and how to mitigate the things. So it's a very very simple paper, but yes, it is highly recommended. You can read such research things over there online. It's being almost, I think, more than 100 plus research papers are published. So online probably you can see or you can read, right? But the concern is how to manage your link. Yeah, that's right, Sachin, this is the link. Great, thank you for sharing. So my concern is, first you need to understand the technology. Means if you really want to go on Google, I would say it's a false positive results. If you go on Google and just write like top 10 VPN, right? If you go and write like this, I think if you will find the C Express VPN and top 10 VPN, and even you will get the name of those VPNs, etc. Do you really believe these VPNs are good to go? Who are these VPNs? Do you know the real time vulnerabilities? If I'll open this one website like Express VPN, means I don't recommend using these VPNs. Never. They are claiming like anything. It seems to be like it's like a another level of a security product, sort of. It seems to be like a security product, right? No, it's not at all a security product. Who are they? Where they are listed? Are they in India? Where is the office in India? You are going to make a payment to them, or you are going to buy their VPN services, and trust, trusted servers. Who said it is a trusted server? What is the authenticity of this these providers? Many things. See, they are giving you comparative chart. All these top 10 VPNs providers are fake. Whatever the people are providing you, probably the features are there, but my only concern is the data always goes via what? Goes via different countries. Do you know today you are working with the end-to-end encryption standards? You are already with the HTTPS standards. Have you seen HTTPS? Even Sachin, you said na phishing. I will correlate the phishing part practically also with this, right? And I'll show you, right? So that you can understand more in detail. Let's say I want to go and access, let's say, SBI website. SBI, everybody, probably you, most of you have a SBI net banking or SBI. If I'll just write SBI, State Bank of India, if I'll write like this, how can you trust which website is the genuine site, or is it a fished website? The think
We
about,
will
just
check the
take a look,
certificate.
think about, and just go through and see, what is this. This is online sbi.sbi.bank.in. This is the first link which I got. But
Yes,
another
sir.
one is sbi.co.in. So see, just go and take a look of their TLD, top level domain. It's co.in, it's bank.in. Last, just check the TLD. Is it bank.in? So do you recommend bank.in, SBI, online sbi.sbi.bank.in, or you really believe on co.in, or you really believe on retail, again, another subdomain? You probably have a sbicard.com. You have again one bank.in, and even I have seen one more link. Now just take a look. State Bank, SBI UK. Bank, and see how many websites are there. Oh wow. How you will take it like this? Homeloans.sbi. Do you have a TLD log like SBI? Do you
No.
really believe on it? .sbi as a TLD? Let's say we'll open this. I'll open this website. Is it the official website of State Bank?
No, sir.
No.
अरे है, सच में है, ऑफिशियली है, लेकिन लग नहीं रहा है ना. सी इट इज रीडायरेक्टेड टू sbi.sbibank.in.
Yes,
दोबारा
sir.
देखो, जस्ट टेक अ लुक. This is the website, and there is a page called redirected.html. So they have a domain called .sbi, and it is actually redirecting you over there. You will be redirected to the new link, new URL. So my concern is how the audience, or basically the users or their customers, would trust that your website is really the legitimate website or a fake website. To identify, now I'll take you to identify. There is a concept you have seen, the HTTPS. So already HTTPS is there. That means the data is on the encryption layer. What is the full form of HTTPS? Everybody? Yes.
Hypertext
What is the
HTTPS.
full form of HTTPS?
Hypertext transfer protocol.
Hypertext secured hypertext. Sir.
अरे यार नहीं यार राजन. हाँ जी सचिन.
Hypertext transfer protocol security.
हाँ ठीक है. HTTP आगे S का क्या बोला?
Security.
Secure.
Secure, sir.
अगर ये लिख के आओगे ना, 0 मार्क्स दूंगा सबको.
क्या था? एक मिनट
गौरव क्या लिख
Secure.
रहा है? हाइपरटेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल सिक्योर. गौरव 0 मार्क्स दूंगा. सुन लो ध्यान से.
TLS.
गूगल कर लो, आप चैट जीपीटी कर लो.
गूगल
आंसर
की
यही
तो यही
निकलेगा
है
जो
सर.
गौरव ने दिया या बाकी सब दे रहे हैं, है ना? सचिन दे रहा है
गूगल
या
की तो
बाकी
यही है
सब.
सर.
हाँ जी बोलो राजू.
Hypertext transfer protocol.
आगे.
Same.
ओके देखो. सो प्लीज ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड। जो आपके इवेलुएटर्स हैं वो बहुत टेक्निकल हैं, वो मैं नहीं, और भी जो इवेलुएटर्स हैं वो सब टेक्निकल हैं। मतलब ये मत कहना कल को के यू जनरली वी नो लाइक ऐसे ना स्लैंग्स रहते हैं, हम भी स्टूडेंट रहे हैं, सो आई नो पक्का वो मेरे को मार्क्स नहीं दिए, मैंने तो ठीक लिखा था, मुझे मार्क्स नहीं दिए, है ना, ये एक जनरल चैलेंज रहता है ना, है ना। एवरीबडी यूज्ड टू से मैं तो ठीक लिख के आया था फिर भी मुझे मार्क्स नहीं दिए। भाई मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे अगर आप सच में ठीक नहीं लिख के आओगे, क्योंकि गैप कहाँ है टेक्नोलॉजी में, सबसे बड़ा गैप यही है। आपको लगता है आप ठीक लिख के आए हो और प्रोफेसर को लगता है वो सब गलत लिख के आए हैं। यहाँ प्रोटोकॉल मैच नहीं हो रहा है ना। उसका रीजन है, फिर फाइनली बच्चे कहते हैं पक्का अपनी बीवी से पिट के आया होगा, है ना, ऐसा बड़ा सारा बोलते हैं है ना, ऐसे सब बोलते हो ना आप लोग कि पक्का बीवी से पिट के आया होगा तभी मार्क्स नहीं दिए, गुस्से में होगा एंड ब्ला 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 ब्ला। भाई ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता, है ना किसी का गुस्सा बच्चों पे नहीं निकलता है, प्लीज ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड।
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
sir.
reason is might be the professor is more intelligent than your level of knowledge। और ये आप आज नहीं सबसे पूछना, ये एक बड़ा सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछा मैंने आपसे और सभी यही बोलेंगे हाइपर टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल सिक्योर। यहां तक कि 90% प्रोफेसर भी यही बोलते हैं, 90% मैंने देखा बुक्स में भी लोग यही लिख के आते हैं,
इसमें भी यही लिखा हुआ है सर।
लिखा ही भी यही मिलेगा, है ना। ये चीज गलत है, प्रैक्टिकली समझो ये चीज गलत है। आप HTTP का, मैं टेक्निकल आंसर देता हूं, लेट्स टॉक टेक्निकली ना, वी आर टेक्निकल पीपल एंड लेट्स से लर्न टेक्निकली। HTTP का फुल फॉर्म आप ठीक बता रहे हो, आप साइंटिफिक लैंग्वेज बता रहे हो, आप उसका टर्म्स जो एग्जैक्ट टर्मिनोलॉजी आप डिस्कस कर रहे हो, यू आर सेइंग दैट HTTP स्टैंड्स फॉर हाइपरटेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल, दैट इज परफेक्टली फाइन। बट S को सिर्फ सिक्योर बोल रहे हो, actually S stands for secure socket layer, the right answer is S stands for secure socket layer।
That is
तो
SSL sir.
hypertext transfer protocol with, आप सिर्फ सिक्योर इंग्लिश बोल रहे हो, यानी पार्शियल आंसर दे रहे हो, पहले आप टेक्निकल दे रहे हो और फिर इंग्लिश बोल रहे हो, सिक्योर है, सिक्योरिटी है। अरे नहीं भाई ऐसे मत बोलो। इफ वी आर आस्किंग यू टेक्निकल आंसर देन गिव मी द कंप्लीट टेक्निकल आंसर। So the right technical answer is hypertext transfer protocol with secure socket layer। और जो सच में 10 साल प्लस एक्सपीरियंस वाले हैं उन्हें पता होगा भाई, जो अच्छा कॉर्पोरेट लेवल पे हैं, even this is partial, this answer is also partial। The right answer is hypertext transfer protocol with secure socket layer and TLS,
Yes.
transport layer security।
Yes sir.
तो ये है सही आंसर HTTPS का। लेकिन हम जनरल बोलते हैं सिक्योर। अरे सिक्योर क्या, सिक्योर क्या, सिक्योर व्हाट टाइप ऑफ सिक्योरिटी आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट? व्हाई यू आर गिविंग मी जनरलाइज्ड इंग्लिश वेयर आई एम आस्किंग यू अ टेक्निकल आंसर? सो गैप समझ में आ रहा है? मैं क्या आपसे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा हूं, प्रोफेसर आपसे क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं टेक्निकली, और आप लिख के क्या आ रहे हो? Where is the gap? Where is the gap? You need to understand this. At the time of evaluation, you need to go through with these kind of things. Right? So, now I'll show you something more. है ना? आज अगर हम इसी पे बात कर ही रहे हैं और VPN, तो चलो इसी टॉपिक को करके प्रैक्टिकली खत्म भी करते हैं, और फिशिंग अभी जैसे राजन ने दिया तो हम इस टॉपिक को भी ले लेते हैं। So, let's say this is one of the website and it is .sbi। SBI नाम से कभी कोई TLD stands for top level domain। top level domain, good। यानी जनरली टॉप लेवल डोमेन कौन से होते हैं? .com, .org, .in, डॉट, इस तरह से ये सब क्या है? टॉप लेवल डोमेन है। कभी SBI देखा है टॉप लेवल डोमेन? है, SBI नाम का भी टॉप लेवल डोमेन है, तभी तो ये वेबसाइट चल रही है। एंड इट इज ऑल्सो ऑन HTTPS। तो जो HTTPS का कॉन्सेप्ट है प्रैक्टिकली आप देखोगे तो हाइपर टेक्स्ट ट्रांसफर प्रोटोकॉल, एंड दे आर ट्रांसफरिंग योर डेटा थ्रू SSL व्हिच इज द सिक्योर सॉकेट लेयर विद TLS, ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर सिक्योरिटी। तो ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर सिक्योरिटी का मतलब मेरी मशीन, माय डिवाइस is actually connected with the SBI server, and we have a TLS model, we have a SSL model, and then this HTTP data being transferred, between that server to client. तो ऑटोमेटिकली बीच में एंड टू एंड इंक्रिप्शन स्टैंडर्ड इंप्लीमेंटेड है. फिर वीपीएन क्यों चाहिए? Don't you trust on SBI? Don't you trust on your banking system? Don't you trust on WhatsApp, Gmail or any other? बट नहीं, लोगों ने कहा कि ये लगाओ भैया, सबको लगाया, अरे ये तो बहुत सिक्योर है, हाई स्पीड कनेक्शन दे रहा है, सिक्योरिटी भी दे रहा है ना, टॉप सभी डिवाइसेस पे कनेक्टिविटी दे रहा है, तो हम एक वीपीएन लगाते हैं. भैया गलती से वीपीएन नहीं लगाना. क्यों? क्योंकि करता क्या है पहले ये तो बताओ. आप अपने मशीन से अपने ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट्स को ट्रस्ट नहीं कर रहे हो, आप एसबीआई की वेबसाइट को ट्रस्ट नहीं कर रहे हो, और आप किसी तीसरे बंदे को ट्रस्ट कर रहे हो जो इंडिया में भी नहीं है. आप तीसरे बंदे को अपना क्रेडिट कार्ड, अपना डेबिट कार्ड और वहां से वो सर्विसेज, उनकी एप्लीकेशन अपनी मशीनों में डाल रहे हो, जो जो जिसकी जरूरत ही नहीं है, जिसको आप जानते भी नहीं हो. वो एक सिक्योरिटी के नाम पे बेसिकली यू आर क्रिएटिंग द रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ, यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ योर एंटीवायरस टू वीपीएन. क्या मैं ये बोलूं कि इंडिया में मोस्टली लोग एंटीवायरस का रिप्लेसमेंट ढूंढ रहे हैं वीपीएन में? देन यू आर ऑन द रॉन्ग ट्रैक. It is a complete myth. It is a complete fake, the promotional activity being committed even on Google, and the reports which are there, ये top 10 VPN नहीं हैं. लोग जो top 10 डाउनलोड करते हैं ये वो लिस्ट है. लेकिन हमें VPN चाहिए क्यों, ये कौन बताएगा? Why you want VPNs? You don't want VPN unless until you are not on the corporate side. आप कंपनीज के लिए काम नहीं कर रहे हो और वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर रहे हो तो वीपीएन चाहिए. वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क है. तो होता क्या है, पहले वीपीएन का मतलब समझो. इट इज नॉट द रेप्लिका और रिप्लेसमेंट ऑफ एनी एंटीवायरस. नो नो नो. VPN is a virtual private network. So VPN server need to be deployed on the organizational side. ठीक है, कंपनी का नेटवर्क है, कंपनी के सर्वर्स हैं, कंपनी का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है. उस इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में आई नीड अ सिक्योरिटी, एंड इफ आई वांट अ सिक्योरिटी एंड आई वांट टू एक्सेस the individual private network of the organization where my privacy, my data security is the most important challenge, and at the same time I want work from home culture. ठीक है, तो ऐसे में आपको वीपीएन ही लगाना है. वहां पर वीपीएन लगता है. कॉर्पोरेट में, सर्वर्स में, राउटर्स में फीचर्स आते हैं दैट यू कैन कॉन्फ़िगर योर वीपीएन सर्वर्स विद इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, एंड वन एम्प्लॉय सिटिंग एट द होम, they connect with the internet, and afterwards they connect with the corporate VPN, and after connecting with the corporate VPN then they can access the internal applications or internal hardware or network resources of the organization, so that they can retrieve the data, they can submit the data, they can process as per their need. This is the purpose of VPN. हाई सिक्योरिटी, हाई जो हम बात करते हैं. ये कौन सा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है? आपके इस कंपनी में काम करते हो क्या? आर यू वर्किंग विद एक्सप्रेस वीपीएन एंड यू वांट टू अपलोड देयर डेटा ओवर देयर और समथिंग? नो, दीज ऑल आर पब्लिक वीपीएन्स. वेयर दे होस्टेड यू नो, डोंट नो. दे गेव यू बेसिकली इट इज अ कंसेप्ट ऑफ एनोनिमिटी. अब होता क्या है एनोनिमिटी? लोगों से पूछो वीपीएन क्या होता है, सर वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क तो होता है, लेकिन ये ना जो पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं वो आंसर देते हैं ऐसा, है ना. वो क्या बोलते हैं कि सर वर्चुअल प्राइवेट नेटवर्क तो है, लेकिन ये बेस्ट पार्ट पता है क्या है? आईपी स्पूफिंग करता है, एनोनिमिटी क्रिएट करता है, इसलिए हम यूज करते हैं. ये लिखा है इसमें साफ साफ, यू विल गेट अ रिफ्रेश्ड आईपी एड्रेसेस ऑफ 105 कंट्रीज. 105 कंट्रीज के आपको आईपी एड्रेसेस देगा. इसका प्रमोशनल लाइन यही है इस एप्लीकेशन का, 105 कंट्री के आईपी. अब ये बताओ यार, आपको 105 कंट्री का आईपी क्यों चाहिए? Why you want the IP addresses of these different countries? क्यों चाहिए? आप हैकर हो क्या? आपने क्राइम कमिट करना है तो ये VPN डाउनलोड कर लो, then it is good to go. But if you are talking about security and you are again at the same time downloading these third parties tools, itself is a myth, because that means you are not from the security background. मतलब मैं इंडिया में बैठ के अपनी बैंक की वेबसाइट एक्सेस कर रहा हूं और बैंक की सिक्योरिटी पे मुझे ट्रस्ट नहीं है, इसके HTTPS प्रोटोकॉल पे ट्रस्ट नहीं है। इसको कैसे चेक करेंगे ये फिश्ड वेबसाइट है या जेन्युइन वेबसाइट है? ये देखने के लिए यू हैव टू क्लिक टू दीज आइकन, पैडलॉक होता है, देयर इज अ पैडलॉक, यू कैन सी, go and click on the connection is secure or not, and just check the certificate, read this certificate. For more details you need to learn how many types of SSL certificates are there. आपको पढ़ना क्या है? पढ़ना लिखना लिख लो, you need to learn how many types of SSL certificates are available. Like ये वाला जो सर्टिफिकेट लगा है ये है ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वेरिफिकेशन सर्टिफिकेट, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज OV सर्टिफिकेट। एक होता है वाइल्ड कार्ड सर्टिफिकेट, एक होता है डेटा इंक्रिप्ट तो करेगा ही, लेकिन so there is one of the certificate called OV certificate. OV is a organizational verification certificate. And who issued this certificate? DigiCert is one of the renowned organization who issued them a certificate. And this website is 100% genuine website because ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का वेरिफिकेशन हुआ है। स्टेट बैंक ने homeloans.sbi का डोमेन खरीदा, उसके बाद अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स, ऑर्गेनाइजेशन डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो है डिजीसर्ट को भेजे, एंड दे वेरीफाइड दैट दिस डोमेन being bought by this organization and it belongs to this organization that has been verified physically. That is an organizational verification certificate, and they gave a validity where it was issued on 14th May 2025 and valid till 15th June 2026. This is your SHA 256 identity check. That is a hash value, and the public keys, private keys obviously there, so you got a public key on the server side with their details. मतलब ये 100% जेन्युइन है, ये फेक्ड फिश्ड वेबसाइट नहीं है, आप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वेरिफिकेशन हुआ है। खरीद लिया होगा कभी SBI ने, TLD खरीद लिया उसने अपना SBI नाम से, अब वो महंगा पड़ रहा होगा या कुछ होगा तो अब धीरे धीरे शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं यहां से, है ना। तो देखो गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज बदलती रहेंगी, RBI पॉलिसीज बदलती रहेंगी। अकॉर्डिंग टू RBI गाइडलाइंस, any organization which is acting like a bank, especially for the banks, I'm saying, it is mandatory for them to buy the SSL certificate, which has to be verified, organizational verified certificate. So it has to be a OV certificate. ये RBI की गाइडलाइंस हैं। तो कभी भी फिशिंग अटैक से बचना है, फाइनेंशियल लिंक अगर आपको कोई आता है, अगर आप उस पर क्लिक करते हैं पेमेंट के लिए, उसका HTTPS सर्टिफिकेट देखिए, चेक कीजिए वो OV है या नहीं। आपको ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का पता नहीं इग्नू का मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है। आई विल गो विद इग्नू IGNOU, आई विल गो विद इग्नू साइट। प्रॉब्ली इसमें ना मिले, इग्नू की वेबसाइट पे चलते हैं, HTTPS इसमें है, यू विल फाइंड HTTPS, बट ये आइकन भी आ रहा है, आप देख सकते हैं, ठीक है। आप इस पे सब देख सकते हैं, और यहाँ पे गए सिक्योर कनेक्शन चेक किया, देखिए ये भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वेरिफिकेशन है। इनफैक्ट इन्होंने वाइल्ड कैरेक्टर वाला भी लिया हुआ है, *ignu.ac.in के अंदर सब पे ये सर्टिफिकेट चलेगा, एंड दैट इज ऑल्सो OU सर्टिफिकेट या OV सर्टिफिकेट, बट OU का मतलब ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वेरीफाइड है, ये SSL इनका वेरीफाइड है, कब वो इशू हुआ, कब तक के लिए वैलिड है, इट इज देयर। इस तरीके से आपको पता चल जाएगा, अरे देखो हमारी साइट फेक नहीं है, इग्नू के नाम पे लाखों साइटें चल रही होंगी ना,
सर ये जो RC1 है ना इग्नू की,
हाँ
वो अनसिक्योर है।
वो हो सकता है। RC1 इग्नू
इग्नू
की साइट पे देख लेते हैं, क्योंकि ये ना ये नेस्टेड है। ये RC1 भी तो देखो, नहीं नहीं इसके अंदर यार ignu.ac.in तो है। अगर ये इनका है, अच्छा इनका सर्टिफिकेट, ये पता क्या है, नाउ आई टेल यू, समझो बड़े ध्यान से। ये जो है इनके टेक्निकल हेड है ना, ये उनकी बेवकूफ़ी है। ऑलरेडी ध्यान से देखना, ऑलरेडी वेबसाइट है कौन सा, ignu.ac.in, इसी का तो ये सब डोमेन है rcdelhi1.ignu.ac.in। इनकी वैलिडिटी देखो, अभी यहीं पे पता चल गया, इनकी वैलिडिटी आपको दिख रही है कि ऑलरेडी इनके पास वैलिड सर्टिफिकेट है, और ये वाइल्ड करेक्टर है, यानी इसके अंदर के लिस्टेड जितने भी होंगे वो भी सिक्योर होंगे।
एग्जैक्टली।
लेकिन लेकिन इन्होंने पता क्या किया है, इन्होंने अपने सर्वर को, वेब सर्वर को रिफ्रेश नहीं किया है, SSL के लिंक को अपडेट नहीं किया, इसकी वजह से ये नॉन सिक्योर दिखा रहा है। अंडरस्टूड? यानी इससे ना बिहेवियर पता चल जाता है कि वहां का आईटी हेड जो भी है ना, बड़ा आलसी है जो भी है। सॉरी टू से, ये बड़ा क्लियर सामने नजर आ रहा है। यहाँ मिस्टेक्स ऐसे ही निकलती हैं। दिस इज द राइट वे टू फाइंड द वल्नरेबिलिटीज।
यस सर।
अंडरस्टूड? समझ में आ रहा है कैसे काम करते हैं, क्या दिक्कत है? और ये साइट खुल गई ना, पता है क्यों ये खुल भी इसलिए गई? अगर ये बिल्कुल ही अनसिक्योर होती है ना, तो पहले वो आता वार्निंग, वो रेड कलर का,
एग्जैक्टली।
डू यू वांट टू ओपन इट, यस और नो,
एडवांस में
एडवांस में
जाके
जाके
वो
नहीं नहीं
करता।
इग्नोर करते, फिर खोलते, फिर खुलती। ये इनके जो भी आईटी हेड है, जो भी ये वेबसाइट कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं, है ना, उन्होंने उस लिंक को अपग्रेड नहीं किया है। और कब से नहीं किया है उस हिसाब से देखें तो, कब से नहीं किया है? 7 जनवरी को अपडेट हो चुका है। आज मई आ गई, 3 मई आ गई, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट कितना है ना, फरवरी, मार्च, अप्रैल,
मार्च
मई, 4 महीने
96।
हो गए इनको यही नहीं पता इनका SSL अपडेट हो गया। So it's been almost 4 months. The IT person is missing. और
तो सर अगर जैसे ये इग्नू का जो मेन साइट है
हाँ
वो अगर सिक्योर है, तो
हाँ
जो उसका सब डोमेन है वो ऑटोमेटिक सिक्योर हो जाएगा, या
बिल्कुल
उसके
ठीक।
लिए?
अब ऑटोमेटिकली सिक्योर तो हो जाएगा, लेकिन उसकी होस्टिंग तो अलग है ना, होस्टिंग सर्वर अलग है
हाँ
ना,
हाँ
कि
सर।
नहीं? है
यस
ना,
सर। यस
मेन
सर।
इग्नो की वेबसाइट कहीं और होस्ट होगी, सब डोमेन की वेबसाइट कहीं और होस्ट होगी, इसका आईपी एड्रेस दूसरा होगा, उसका आईपी एड्रेस भी दूसरा होगा, चेक कर लेना,
हाँ
बैकएंड में
बिल्कुल
दिखा दूंगा।
ठीक है।
और जहां पर ये वेबसाइट होस्टेड है, वहां पर इन्होंने SSL सर्टिफिकेट को अपग्रेड नहीं किया है।
ओके।
समझ में आ गया? क्योंकि
यस सर।
हमारे को क्या है, डीएनएस में क्या मिलता है, ए रिकॉर्ड कहां पॉइंट करेगा, सब डोमेन पे, सब डोमेन के आईपी पे, और सब डोमेन के आईपी में वहां पे क्या चल रहा होगा, वेब सर्वर, कोई भी अपाचे, एनजिनएक्स, है ना, कोई एक वेब सर्वर चल रहा होगा, नोड
एग्जैक्टली।
जेएस, कोई एक वेब सर्वर चल रहा है। कौन सा चल रहा है वो भी देख लें। ये लो,
एग्जैक्टली।
ये इन्होंने बैकएंड में क्या लगाया है वो भी दिखाई देते हैं। ये देखो, ये ड्रूपल पे साइट बना के बैठे हैं यार, यानी अपाचे चल रहा है, ठीक है, डेबियन ओएस स्क्वीज वाला वर्जन है, PHP 5.3.3, कितनी पुरानी वेबसाइट चला रहे हैं, 1000 अटैक्स इस पे और एप्लीकेबल है, ठीक है। मतलब यार प्लीज हैक मत करना अगर आप लोग।
नो नो सर।
आपको यहाँ तक कि ये देखो मिस्टेक्स देखो, ये देख रहे हो, ये राइट साइड पे देखना, ये इधर देखना राइट साइड पे, कोड में ही एरर है, ध्यान से देखना।
सर ये
एग्जैक्टली।
अपडेटेड भी नहीं है सर, इस पे कोई नोटिफिकेशन जैसे असाइनमेंट वगैरह है कुछ हमें इसका पता ही नहीं चलता। वो तो मेरिट डॉट मतलब हमारा जो
हाँ मेरिट से मिल जाता
स्टडी
होगा
सेंटर,
ना डिटेल।
हाँ स्टडी सेंटर चेंज हुआ तभी जाके हमें डिटेल्स मिले, नहीं तो कुछ इस पे इंफॉर्मेशन ही अपडेटेड
तो
ही
बड़ा
नहीं है।
क्लियर है ना यार, इनको इनको आईटी हेड और इनको एक सिक्योरिटी, है ना, आप लोग जरा इनके जो भी आरसी हैं, रीजनल डायरेक्टर हैं जो यहाँ पे है ना, आरसीडी जो भी है ना, रीजनल डायरेक्टर जो यहाँ के आरडी हैं, उनको जाके एक लेटर लिखो, यार आपकी साइट की क्यों बेइज्जती करा रहे हो, 4 महीने से ऊपर हो गया अनसिक्योर्ड पड़ी है, और क्या लगा के बैठे हो, कौन सा प्लेटफॉर्म लगा के बैठे हो, 100% अनसिक्योर है, और हम लोगों को ये जॉब दे दो, हम इग्नो के ही बच्चे हैं और आपका सब सिक्योर कर देंगे, टेंशन मत लो।
यहीं पर प्लेसमेंट मिल जाए।
है ना, तो आप लोग अप्लाई कर सकते हो इसका मतलब, तो यू गॉट अ अपॉर्चुनिटी। Great. So I think you can understand the big mistakes being committed. इसकी जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है अभी दिखाता हूँ. इवन मेरिट की आप साइड कह रहे हो ना, लेट्स से मेरिट. चलो मेरिट वालों को भी कुछ बता देते हैं, है ना. मेरिट की साइट ये आ गई जी मोहयाल. ये है merit.ac.in, है ना. HTTPS तो ये भी है ना. ध्यान से देखना, HTTPS तो है, विच इज गुड. लेकिन माय कंसर्न इज सिक्योरिटी पे गए, इसका वैलिडेट किया, ये देखो ओवी सर्टिफिकेट नहीं है, मिसिंग है ना.
यस सर.
हाँ, इसका मतलब पता है क्या है. इसका मतलब बड़ा क्लियर है. ऐसी बहुत सारी वेबसाइट्स मिलेंगी बेटा आपको. आज की डेट में सिक्योरिटी लगाना तो मैंडेटरी है, ये समझ के चलो. HTTPS होना मैंडेटरी है, लेकिन ये ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वेरिफिकेशन नहीं कराया, क्योंकि ओवी सर्टिफिकेट लेने के लिए मुझे जहां तक याद है लास्ट रेट ये था 18,000 रुपए प्लस टैक्स लगता था फॉर 1 ईयर.
फॉर 1 ईयर.
फॉर 1 ईयर. और ये वाला सर्टिफिकेट अगर हम 1 साल के लिए लेते हैं जिसमें ओवी नहीं होता, रेगुलर HTTPS लेते हैं, तो उसके कॉस्ट मिलती थी मुझे लगता है 2,000-3,000 रुपए में मिल जाती थी पर टैक्स प्लस टैक्स फॉर 1 ईयर. लेकिन अभी ग्लोबली एक वो चल रहा है, बेसिकली ये कैंपेन है स्टार्टेड बाय फर्स्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो मुझे याद है इन्होंने किया था, लेट्स एनक्रिप्ट वालों ने. लेट्स एनक्रिप्ट कहता है मैं फ्री में दूंगा HTTPS, लेकिन दूंगा 3-3 महीने पे, हर 3 महीने 2 महीने बाद रिन्यू करना पड़ेगा. तो मैक्सिमम लोगों ने ये किया, मैक्सिमम ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने ये किया. भैया वो 2,000 रुपए भी क्यों खर्चने हैं. डेटा इंक्रिप्ट होके जाएगा, सिक्योर होके जाएगा, टनल्ड होगा, TLS के साथ मिलेगा. SSL का वर्जन कौन सा है वो देखो, SSL का वर्जन मिलेगा 3. देखें कहीं इसमें होगा, डिटेल में देखना.
सर, ये भी 3 या 4 महीने के लिए वैलिड है, इसका जो सर्टिफिकेट है.
वर्जन चेक करो, ये देखो 3 है ना. वर्जन 3 इज बेसिकली SSL विद TLS. तो आपका डेटा सिक्योरिटी पूरी है, इसमें डेटा सिक्योरिटी में कहीं कोई कमी नहीं है. लेकिन ये वो सर्टिफिकेट है जो फ्री वाला है, इसके लिए
3
हमें
महीने के
पैसे
लिए
नहीं
वैलिड
देने.
है सर ये.
हाँ
3 या 4 महीने के लिए.
हाँ 3 या 4 महीने
8
के लिए, जनरली 3 महीने मिलता है. तो ये देखो ना 8 अप्रैल को ये रिन्यू हुआ, 7 जुलाई तक वैलिड है, उसके बाद ये अपने आप रिन्यू हो जाएगा. समझ में आया. तो ये इस तरीके से, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि सिक्योर नहीं है, डेटा सिक्योर होकर जाएगा. लेकिन ये वेबसाइट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के पेपर्स नहीं लगे हैं इसको वेरीफाई करने के लिए, लेकिन यही मैंडेटरी है. बैंक की वेबसाइट में आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वेरिफिकेशन लगेगा. ये SSL लेने के लिए 18,000 प्लस टैक्स देना पड़ता है. और ये RBI की गाइडलाइंस हैं. तो आपको ये देखना है कि व्हाट आर द RBI और जो भी स्टैच्यूटरी बॉडीज हैं उनकी गाइडलाइंस होंगी. यू नीड टू फाइंड दोज गाइडलाइंस एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दोज गाइडलाइंस वेदर योर बैंक, अब आपका बैंक कहाँ है आप चेक कीजिए. किसी का HDFC, ICICI या कोई भी गवर्नमेंट बैंक है, क्या वो OV सर्टिफिकेट है या नहीं. यदि वो OV नहीं है, आप उनके एडमिन को, उनके मैनेजमेंट को लेटर लिख सकते हो, ग्रीवियंस सेल में लेटर लिख सकते हो दैट यू आर यूजिंग HTTPS एंड इट इज नॉट अ OV सर्टिफिकेट. So it's better to be on a OV certificate for generating the trust factor for the public. पैसा खर्चो, हमारे से इतना इतना टैक्स ले लेते हैं, इस पे पैसा नहीं खर्चते हैं, तो वो होना चाहिए. एंड देन यू विल फील दैट द डेटा इज अगेन अंडर सिक्योरिटी चैनल. इसका भी वर्जन देखोगे 3 ही है. OV सर्टिफिकेट सेम मिल रहा है, इनका भी OV सर्टिफिकेट सेम मिल रहा है, वर्जन 3 ही है. तो सर्टिफिकेट में दिक्कत नहीं है. और अगर इसमें दिक्कत नहीं है, सिक्योरिटी पूरी है, ठीक है. ये देखो विद RSA एल्गोरिथम एंड डेटा इंक्रिप्शन है. सिग्नेचर एल्गोरिथम्स कौन सी, SHA विद RSA. यहां पर कौन सी है, ये देख लो, सेम है या नहीं है. इग्नू में भी सेम है, एल्गोरिथम देख रहे हो, इसमें भी सेम है, SBI में. तो और ये देखो इसके अंदर इंक्रिप्शन में कहीं कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट इन दिस वे. प्रॉब्लम इज ये, हाँ ये प्रोवाइडर अलग अलग हो सकते हैं, ठीक है, दैट इज ओके. मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ, कहीं होगा जरूर TLS भी लिखा होगा कि ये TLS है. अभी आपको दिखाता हूँ, कहीं तो होगा, आई एम श्योर. ये रहा देखो, एक्सटेंडेड की यूजेज इट इज अलोंग विद द टीएलएस, और टीएलएस का वही वर्जन कौन सा है, 1.3.6 वाला, विच इज नॉट क्रिटिकल। जब ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर सिक्योरिटी लग गई, मतलब सर्वर और आपकी मशीन के बीच में टीएलएस है, तो भैया वीपीएन क्यों यूज कर रहे हो? क्या अब आपको बैंक पे भरोसा नहीं है? क्या आपको टीएलएस सिक्योरिटी पे भरोसा नहीं है? वो भी तो टीएलएस ही देंगे, वीपीएन क्या दे देगा अच्छा पीछे से। लेकिन लेकिन अब आपको एक अटैक के बारे में बताता हूं, कैसे ये लोग हमें हैक करते हैं वो बताऊंगा आपको, तब समझ में आएगा, ठीक है? तब आपको पता चलेगा। तो सिक्योरिटी सेम है। जब हमारा बैंक सेफ है, हमारा इग्नू की वेबसाइट का बैकएंड सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज सेम है, हमारा चाहे वो पेड है या फ्री है, लेकिन सिक्योरिटी सेम है। आपको इसमें भी मिल जाएगा, ये देखो, सिक्योरिटी सेम है, नॉट क्रिटिकल, सिक्योरिटी सेम है, चाहे वो फ्री ही क्यों ना हो, सिक्योरिटी सेम है। टीएलएस आपको सिक्योरिटी इसमें भी मिल रही है, हर वेब सर्वर के लिए है। यानी आपको ये तो मैंडेटरी है कि आप HTTPS लगाओ, आपके पास पैसे हैं तो ठीक है। बैंक वगैरह के लिए क्रिटिकल है डेटा, तो उनको ज्यादा सिक्योरिटी लगानी तो वो पेड करके लगाएं। और जो रेगुलर कॉर्पोरेट हैं, अगर उन्हें नहीं भी लगानी है तो भी सिक्योरिटी तो लगाएं। पैसा खर्चे नहीं खर्चे एक अलग बात है, बट सिक्योरिटी तो लगाएं। So basically, you need to understand, basically, the model is, the entire model is that your data must be on HTTPS. If your data is already on HTTPS, अगर कोई वेबसाइट जो कि HTTPS फॉलो नहीं कर रही, या उनका वर्जन 3 नहीं है, 1 है, 1.0 है, 1.1, 1.2, अगर ऐसा कोई वर्जन है, उसका SSL भी हैकेबल है, वो HTTPS वेबसाइट भी है तो भी हैकेबल है। अब फिशिंग वेबसाइट हो सकता है वो फ्री वाला ले ले, नया डोमेन बुक करे, अभी sbitechnologies.com करके आप बना लो, और आप यही SBI की वेबसाइट का क्लोन बना के डाल दो, तो ओवी तो नहीं मिलेगा ना आपको, आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का सर्टिफिकेट तो नहीं मिला आपको, डोमेन आपने खरीदा है। क्योंकि डोमेन आपके कंट्रोल में है, वेब सर्वर आपके कंट्रोल में, आप लेट्स इंक्रिप्ट वालों की, है ना, आप HTTPS भी लगा सकते हो, ये वाला लगा दो, लेकिन वेबसाइट तो फिश्ड ही है। फिशिंग वेबसाइट होने के बावजूद HTTPS हो सकता है। तो बैंकिंग के केस में स्पेशली आई रेकमेंड कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल वेरिफिकेशन होना मैंडेटरी, इसीलिए कर दिया गया है। समझ में आया कैसे फिशिंग को आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे क्लोज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, टेक्निकली।
यस
नेक्स्ट,
सर।
हाँ वेरी गुड, नेक्स्ट नेक्स्ट, इन पे भरोसा नहीं करना है। ये भी तो आपको HTTPS TLS ही तो देंगे, और ये कौन सा कोई नई अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी थोड़ी बना के बैठे हैं। VPN में बस कंसेप्ट ये है कि आपका IP बार बार बदल रहा है। यार एक बात बताओ, आपने बैंकिंग करनी है, टेक अ केस स्टडी, यूज केस लेते हैं, आपको नेट बैंकिंग करनी है। नेट बैंकिंग करते हुए आप लगाते हो VPN, क्योंकि आपको तो सिक्योरिटी, आपको एक शब्द याद है, सिक्योरिटी चाहिए बस, और आपने VPN लगा दिया, ये वाला डाउनलोड कर दिया, इसने आपको IP दे दिया, लेट्स से किसी भी कंट्री का नाम ले लो, जिम्बाब्वे का दे दिया। तो आपके ब्राउजर से, आपने ब्राउजर पे खोला अपना बैंक की वेबसाइट, तो पहले आपकी मशीन से आपकी रिक्वेस्ट गई आपके ISP पे, जो भी इंटरनेट प्रोवाइडर है, आपके इंटरनेट प्रोवाइडर से वो रिक्वेस्ट गई जिम्बाब्वे, जिम्बाब्वे से वहां से वो रिक्वेस्ट वापस इंडिया आएगी उनके ISP के थ्रू, और वो आके कहाँ जाएगी, वेबसाइट खुलेगी, लेट्स से SBI, मैं एक ऐसे हाइपोथेटिकल केस ले रहा हूँ, ठीक है, लेट्स से SBI, आपने SBI की साइट खोली, SBI के, अब आप SBI सिक्योरिटी इंचार्ज हो, जो SBI सिक्योरिटी इंचार्ज है उसके पास क्या आएगा कि रिक्वेस्ट कहाँ से आई है, फ्रॉम जिम्बाब्वे, और यूजर नेम पासवर्ड कौन सा डल रहा है, इंडियन। इज इट गुड टू गो?
नो सर, हो सकता है न्यू रिस्ट्रिक्शन इंप्लीमेंट कर दे, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम जिम्बाब्वे,
हाँ नेक्स्ट टाइम हो सकता है आपका अकाउंट ही फ्रीज कर दें, वो ब्लॉक कर दें, या इंटरनेशनल ट्रांजैक्शन क्यों कर रहे हो, इंटरनेशनल IP से क्यों कर रहे हो। लेकिन ये भी तो पॉजिटिव है ना, एक चांस ये भी पॉसिबल है कि यार आप घूमने गए हो जिम्बाब्वे और वहां से अपना बैंकिंग कर रहे हो, ये भी तो पॉसिबिलिटी है, हम इसको भी इग्नोर नहीं कर सकते। यानी ना तो हम इसको इमीडिएटली बंद कर सकते हैं, ब्लॉक कर सकते हैं, से फॉर बैंक, फॉर SBI, सिक्योरिटी, अब हम एसबीआई सिक्योरिटी की तरफ से खड़े हैं तो सो ना तो हम इमीडिएटली बंद कर सकते हैं और ना, लेकिन क्लोज पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में अलर्ट्स में इनको डाल सकते हैं कि भैया ये कहां से एक्सेस कर रहे हो और क्यों कर रहे हो। क्यों ना हम आपका केवाईसी मंगवा लें बार बार, बैंक बार बार आपको केवाईसी कभी भी बोल देता है केवाईसी कराओ जी, क्यों बार बार केवाईसी के लिए कॉल आ जाती है? क्योंकि हो सकता है आप कुछ ऐसे एनोनिमस एक्टिविटीज कर रहे हो। तो ये तो हो गया
सर
जनरल, है जनरल इंग्लिश के हाय क्राइम हो सकता है, आप खुद वनरेबिलिटी क्रिएट कर रहे हो। सेकेंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, अब टेक्निकल बताता हूं आपको। देर इज एन अटैक कॉल्ड एज HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग। अब नोट कर लो, देर इज एन अटैक कॉल्ड HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग, क्योंकि आज की डेट में सारी वेबसाइट्स HTTPS हैं और वो TLS प्रोवाइड कर रही हैं। तो आपकी मशीन और वेब सर्वर के बीच में डायरेक्ट कनेक्शन है और कोई बीच में डेटा हैक नहीं कर सकता, नेटवर्क अटैक्स पॉसिबल नहीं है। लेकिन अगर आप बीच में मैन इन द मिडल डाल दो, यानी आपने अपना डेटा अपने आप को ट्रस्टेड सर्वर के हवाले कर दिया और वो है जिम्बाब्वे का, तो आपके यहां से डेटा गया जिम्बाब्वे। अब जिम्बाब्वे वाले क्या करेंगे, हर डेटा पे HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग लगा देंगे। जैसे ही HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग लगाएंगे, यानी HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग इज द टेक्नोलॉजी वेयर द हैंडशेक ऑफ द TLS कमिटेड बिटवीन यू एंड दैट डिवाइस। तो आपका हैंडशेक जो TLS के साथ हुआ है वो आपके बैंक के साथ नहीं हुआ है, आपका हैंडशेक हुआ है जिम्बाब्वे सर्वर से, जिम्बाब्वे के VPN सर्वर के साथ, और VPN के सर्वर का हैंडशेक हुआ है SBI के साथ। SBI को कमिटेड है कि उस यूजर आईडी पासवर्ड की वजह से उसको डेटा जिम्बाब्वे को देना पड़ेगा। जिम्बाब्वे वहां पे चाहे तो डेटा आपका एक्सट्रैक्ट कर सकता है, आपके ट्रांजैक्शन डिटेल्स निकाल सकता है, आपका यूजर नेम पासवर्ड निकाल सकता है। दैट इज अटैक कॉल्ड HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग। और करने के बाद वो डेटा आपको रीडायरेक्ट करेगा जो उसकी मर्जी होगी। और हम लोग कहते हैं ये तो सिक्योरिटी है। अरे भैया आप खुद सिक्योरिटी ब्रीच कर रहे हो क्योंकि आपको HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग के बारे में नहीं पता है। अंडरस्टूड? बात समझ में आई?
यस सर।
क्लियर?
यस सर।
लॉजिक समझ में आया? प्रॉब्लम क्या है? आप
बिल्कुल
ये
सर।
थर्ड पार्टी VPN यूज करते हो। अब ये देखो ना, डाउनलोड करो अपनी मशीन में, गेट ऑनलाइन, आपके डेटा पहले VPN को जाएगा, यानी आपके ISP से डेटा VPN को जा रहा है, हर डेटा आपका VPN पे जा रहा है। तो VPN को पता है ना आप कहाँ से कर रहे हो, क्या काम कर रहे हो, आपका ISP क्या है, आपका डिवाइस क्या है, आपकी एप्लीकेशन क्या है, आपका लिंक क्या है ना? आपका सारा यूजर एजेंट डिटेल्स निकाल रहा है, वो अपने लॉग्स बना रहा है। कुछ लोग ये भी क्लेम करते हैं VPN वाले, अरे हम लॉ इन्फोर्समेंट को सपोर्ट नहीं करते, हम लॉग्स ही नहीं जनरेट करते। अरे यार ऐसा कोई सर्वर है जो लॉग ना बनाता हो? घर में ही एक छोटा सा सर्वर डालोगे तो भी लॉग बनता है।
लॉग्स तो बनेंगे।
लॉग्स तो बनेंगे, वो सेव करें ना करें, शेयर करें ना करें, एक अलग बात है
एग्जैक्टली।
है ना? लॉग्स तो बनेंगे। अब ये मत कहोगे लॉग्स नहीं बनेंगे, लॉग्स तो बनेंगे, लेकिन वो लॉग्स ये शेयर करें ना करें, अरे लेकिन जब पुलिस का डंडा पड़ता है तो किसी भी कंट्री का हो वो लॉग्स निकाल के देगा। लिख देने से काम नहीं
सर
होता, ये सिर्फ माल बेचने का तरीका जरूर हो सकता है। और वो
सर
भी
जैसे
इसलिए क्योंकि ये इंडिया में माल बेच रहे हैं, है ना? ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कहाँ की है? और आप चेक करके मुझे बताना, क्या एक्सप्रेस VPN इंडिया में कोई रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस है इनका? या जितने भी टॉप 10 VPN आप ढूंढ रहे हो उनका कोई भी इंडिया में रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस है? इंडिया में रजिस्टर्ड ऑफिस ही नहीं है, इंडियन ज्यूरिडिक्शन में नहीं है। अगर आपका बैंक अकाउंट हैक हो जाए या आपकी डिटेल्स हैक हो जाए तो आप क्लेम करोगे बैंक को, ना कि VPN को, और करने वाला कोई और ही होगा। आपका यूजर नेम पासवर्ड कैसे कॉम्प्रोमाइज हुआ, ये कहां से आइडेंटिफाई करोगे? अभी मेरे पास एक डिवाइस आया था, पीछे टैब आया कि सर हमें कोई हैक कर रहा है, तो हमने उसका ऑडिट किया, ऑडिट करके देखा गया उसमें 3-3 VPN चल रहे हैं पीछे। बस काफी है ना? वो कहते हैं ये तो सभी चलाते हैं। तो मैंने कहा भाई फिर ये तो तुम्हारी गलती है। अब सभी चलाते हैं अगर है तो फिर आप ही सोच लो आप कर क्या रहे हो, आपको यही नहीं पता वीपीएन का पर्पस क्या है। तो पढ़े लिखे अनपढ़ों वाली बातें कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि टेक्निकली यू आर नॉट साउंड, यू आर नॉट अवेयर, यू आर नॉट exploring the technology, you don't know what is VPN. IP spoofing is the property of a VPN. जब कॉर्पोरेट सर्वर्स पे, है ना, आपकी कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, वहां का इंटरनल नेटवर्क है, आप चाहते हो मेरा एम्प्लॉय वर्क फ्रॉम होम करे, अब आप आईटी हेड हो, आप सीटीओ हो अपनी कंपनी के, तो आप क्या करोगे, आप अपना वीपीएन सर्वर आप कॉन्फ़िगर करोगे, आप वहां पे उसको प्राइवेट आईपी अलॉट करोगे। तो प्राइवेट आईपी अलॉट होगा तो आईपी स्पूफ होगा ना, चेंज होगा ना, ये तो प्रॉपर्टी है वीपीएन की। लेकिन कौन सा वाला आईपी मिलेगा, लैन वाला। यानी बड़ा सिंपल छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूं, आप ऑफिस में गए, ऑफिस में बैठ के आपको एक आपका मोबाइल, आपके सब कुछ इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गैजेट्स आपको लॉकर में आपने रख दिए, आप सीधा अपना बे में गए, अपने कैबिन में गए, अपना जो आपको सीट अलॉट है वहां पे बैठे, वहां ऑलरेडी कंप्यूटर या लैपटॉप है कंपनी का, और आपने कंपनी का डेटा खोला, कंपनी का लोकल सर्वर खोला, एक्सेस करना शुरू किया। लेट्स से अज्यूम आपने एमएस वर्ड खोला और वहां पे एक लेटर टाइप करी और वहां पे आपने कंट्रोल पी किया, प्रिंट किया। जब प्रिंट कमांड दोगे तो हमारा एक लैन सर्वर होगा, लैन प्रिंटर होगा, वहां पे लोकल लैन प्रिंटर होगा। आपने प्रिंट कमांड दिया, लैन प्रिंटर पे प्रिंट आ गया, आप गए जाके प्रिंट उठा लिया। ये आप ऑफिस में बैठ के कर सकते हो ना, सिंपल है, इसके लिए तो कुछ ज्यादा टेक्निकल नहीं है, सबको पता होगा। लेकिन माई कंसर्न इज नाउ आई हैव अ कल्चर ऑफ वर्क फ्रॉम होम। कोविड में ये वर्क फ्रॉम होम कल्चर सबसे ज्यादा इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था, इसलिए मेरा वो पेपर कोविड वाला है, 2021 में मैंने लिख दिया था, स्पेशली टारगेटेड टू कोविड 19, उस टाइम पे लिख के दिया थे। तो आपको समझना है उस समय क्या था, जब आप वीपीएन यूज कर रहे हो। अब मैं कहता हूं वर्क फ्रॉम होम, आप घर बैठे हो, मुझे वही एमएस वर्ड खोलना है, मुझे वही एक लेटर टाइप करनी है, मुझे कंट्रोल पी करना है, प्रिंट करना है। अब प्रिंट मुझे मेरे को अपने लैब प्रिंटर पे नहीं चाहिए, मुझे कंपनी के उसी लैंड प्रिंटर पे प्रिंट चाहिए। वहां का ऑफिस बॉय वो प्रिंटर की कॉपी सर के दस्ते पे छोड़ देगा। ये काम कैसे करोगे,
वीपीएन के थ्रू हम
वीपीएन के
सेम
थ्रू ही
नेटवर्क में
करोगे।
हैं।
करेक्ट। तो आपके मशीन पे आप इंटरनेट से कनेक्ट होगे, सबसे पहले अपना लैपटॉप ओपन करोगे, इंटरनेट पे कनेक्ट करोगे, इंटरनेट के बाद फिर वीपीएन कनेक्ट करोगे कंपनी वाला, अपने क्रेडेंशियल डालोगे, यूजर नेम पासवर्ड कंपनी में वैलिडेट होंगे, वीपीएन सर्वर वहां वैलिडेट करेगा। उसके बाद आपकी मशीन को एक प्राइवेट आईपी अलॉट होगा, जो कि कॉर्पोरेट से आया है, कंपनी में से आया है, कंपनी का एक वीपीएन है ना, एक वी लैन में से एक आईपी एड्रेस आपकी मशीन को अलॉट होगा। और वो अलॉटमेंट होने के बाद जो भी रिसोर्सेज आपके साथ शेयर किए गए, सपोज प्रिंटर शेयर किया गया, मैं तो एग्जांपल ले रहा हूं, सपोज या वेब सर्वर्स होते हैं, इंटरनल डेटा सर्वर्स होते हैं, बड़ा सारा कुछ होता है, एप्लीकेशन सर्वर्स होते हैं। तो वहां से आपको कोई एक सर्वर मिलेगा, उसके बाद अपने आप रिसोर्स का कॉल करोगे, यूज करोगे। आपका इंटरनेट से डेटा कहां जाएगा, वीपीएन सर्वर पे। वीपीएन सर्वर से ऑलरेडी क्रेडेंशियल वैलिड है, वैलिड क्रेडेंशियल कहां जाएंगे, अंदर लैन में, लैन के आईपी से क्या होगा, प्रिंट निकल जाएगा। और वहीं पे अगर आपको कंपनी प्राइवेट आईपी के बेसिस पे आपको ये दे दे कि वहां का इंटरनेट भी यूज कर सकते हो आप, तो कंपनी का आईपी यूज करके आप इंटरनेट एक्सेस करोगे। और अगर आप चेक करते हो कि मेरा पब्लिक आईपी क्या है, तो आपको पब्लिक आईपी मिलेगा कंपनी वाला, यानी वीपीएन वाला। और यही तो ये फीचर दे रहे हैं भैया, ये सब क्या दे रहे हैं, ये दे रहे हैं कि देयर आर 105 आईपी एड्रेसेस फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट कंट्रीज। इट मींस व्हाट दे डिड, दे प्रिपेयर्ड सम क्लाउड सर्वर, एक क्लाउड सर्वर या मल्टीपल कुछ क्लस्टर्ड क्लाउड सर्वर्स उन्होंने ऑनलाइन डाल दिए, और हर क्लाउड से अलग अलग कंट्रीज के 105 आईपी एड्रेसेस ले लिए। अब आपको जहां का चाहिए वहां का वो क्लिक करके कनेक्ट कर देंगे और आपका आईपी स्पूफ हो जाएगा। तो आप जिम्बाब्वे पहुंच गए, पाकिस्तान पहुंच गए, बांग्लादेश पहुंच गए, पैलेस्टीन पहुंच गए, यूएस पहुंच गए, यूके पहुंच गए, युगांडा पहुंच गए, कहीं भी पहुंच जाओ यार। लेकिन आपको सच में जाना है, सच में बैंकिंग अपनी वहां से करनी है, एचटीटीपीएस पे ट्रस्ट नहीं है। टीएलएसई तो दे रहे हैं ये भी और वो भी। एंड टू एंड सिक्योरिटी चाहिए ना, जैसे व्हाट्सएप देता है आपको एंड टू एंड सिक्योरिटी, एंड टू एंड इंक्रिप्शन, ये लोग भी तो वही चीजें ही दे रहे हैं। फर्क क्या है फिर, फर्क ये है नॉलेज। प्रॉब्लम क्या है? अवेयरनेस नहीं है। कुछ भी गलत लेके कुछ भी शुरू मत हो जाइए। हाँ, अगर आपको सच में क्राइम करना है भैया, अटैक करना है, तो प्लीज वीपीएन लगा के ही करना। तो थोड़ा इन्वेस्टिगेशन में दिक्कत होगी, बट हम ढूंढ लेंगे यार, हम बैठे हैं, हम वीपीएन को
तो
भी
सर अगर
उसके पीछे से।
अगर हम पेड वीपीएन भी यूज करते हैं अटैक करते समय, तो वो भी तो अगर इन्वेस्टिगेशन होती है तो वो भी तो आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं।
बिल्कुल करते हैं भाई, क्यों नहीं हो सकते। आप सिर्फ एक और लेयर की सिक्योरिटी ये कर रहे हो कि आप अपना आईपी स्पूफ कर रहे हो।
बट
आप एक एनोनिमिटी
इन्वेस्टिगेशन होगी
क्रिएट
तो
करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो। मतलब वो कहते हैं ना यार, सिंपल सी बात है, लोग चोरी करने जा रहे हैं, वो कहते हैं चलो भैया वो वाली कैप डाल लेते हैं, मेरा शक्ल नजर नहीं आएगी लेकिन चोरी करके आएंगे। आप वो वाली बात कर रहे हो। आप चाह रहे हो मैं अपना फेस मास्क कर लूं, मेरा आईपी एड्रेस मास्क हो जाए, कोई नया आईपी लगे ताकि लोग मुझे पहचान ना सकें, तो क्या चोरी रुकेगी नहीं है, या लोग पकड़ नहीं सकते क्या?
नहीं पकड़ तो सकते हैं,
बस
क्योंकि
वही वाला कंसेप्ट है ये। 100% वही है, बस डिजिटल है।
अगर मान लो हम एक्सप्रेस वीपीएन के थ्रू ही करते हैं तो इन्वेस्टिगेशन एक्सप्रेस उन्हें तो पता लग जाएगा ना इस वीपीएन के थ्रू है, फिर
बिल्कुल
वहां से
ऑब्वियस है।
सारी डिटेल्स निकाली जा
ऑब्वियस है।
सकती है।
सभी जितनों ने खरीद के लगाया हुआ है, जो पीछे आईएसपीस हैं, वो पागल थोड़ी हैं। आईएसपी को नहीं पता कि आपका सारा डेटा कौन से कहाँ जा रहा है, और वो वीपीएन है वो भी डिक्लेयर्ड हो जाता है, पता चल जाता है।
हाँ,
फिर वही तो
सारी
कह रहा हूँ,
इंफॉर्मेशन तो
हमें
निकल
क्या करना है?
निकल जाती है।
इंफॉर्मेशन गैदरिंग। मैंने आपको क्या बोला था? नेटवर्क पढ़ लो अच्छे से, और उसके बाद पढ़ना है इंफॉर्मेशन गैदरिंग।
हाँ, सर।
ठीक है, जिस दिन ये पढ़ लोगे, स्मार्ट बन गए यार आप लोग सब, सिक्योरिटी आ गई अच्छे से। प्रोसीजर ही यही है। इज दैट क्लियर? समझ में आ रहा
यस,
है?
यस सर।
तो गूगल देख लो, गूगल भी फॉल्स पॉजिटिव रिजल्ट दिखाता है। गूगल भी बेवकूफ बनाता है। आप कहते हो टॉप 10 वीपीएन, क्या सच में ये टॉप 10 वीपीएन हैं? ये जो भी नाम है, आई एम सॉरी टू से,
ट्रस्टेड
बट दीज
वेंडर
ऑल आर
नहीं है।
फेक। बेस्ट फॉर एनोनिमिटी। वाह 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 वाह। देखो ना, साफ साफ लिखा है भाई, फ्री। आप खुद अपना HTTPS बाईपास कर रहे हो, कॉम्प्रोमाइज करवा रहे हो, आप अपनी खुद की सिक्योरिटी कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर रहे हो ये वीपीएन लगा लगा के, और हमें पता ही नहीं है हम क्या कर रहे हैं। हमें लगता है हम तो सिक्योर हैं। कितना मिथ बनाते हैं टेक्नोलॉजी में। उसका रीजन है लैक ऑफ नॉलेज। प्रॉब्लम पता क्या है? आज की डेट में लोग कहते हैं चैट जीपीटी यूज कर लो। अरे भैया, करो ना, मना नहीं कर रहा हूं। यू मस्ट correlate and link yourself with the latest technologies. Doesn't mean you stop reading books. Doesn't mean you stop reading what is technology. आज कुछ भी पूछो तो वो कहते हैं गूगल कर लेंगे या चैट जीपीटी कर लेंगे, आंसर आएगा। जो आया ना, आपको बेस का पता है, ना आपको उसके बैकग्राउंड का पता है, ना उसको आगे का पता है, ना पीछे का पता है। आपने एक कीवर्ड लिख दिया, कुछ लिस्ट ऑफ प्रॉम्प्ट वर्ड्स डाल दिए विद इन अ प्रॉम्प्ट, और प्रॉम्प्ट ने कुछ भी जनरेट करके दे दिया। कुछ तो रेलेवेंट होगा ही, कुछ तो जनरल होगा ही, और वो लिख के आ गए तो आप कहते हो कि बस हमारा काम हो गया। दैट इज नॉट अ नॉलेज। इनफैक्ट आई वुड से आप तो उनके प्रॉम्प्ट्स डाल डाल के उनकी नॉलेज बढ़ा रहे हो, अपनी नहीं बढ़ा रहे हो। अगर आपको अपनी नॉलेज बढ़ानी है तो आपको सोचना है आपको क्या प्रॉम्प्ट चाहिए और आपको कैसा रेलेवेंट डेटा चाहिए। उसके लिए आपको पहले बेसिक नॉलेज होनी चाहिए, बुक्स पढ़नी जरूरी है। गॉट इट? उसके बाद ठीक है, वर्ड वाइड क्या आंसर है, चैट जीपीटी क्या कहता है, कितना रेलेवेंट है, ऐसा कौन सा पॉइंट है जो चैट जीपीटी ने भी रेज नहीं किया और आपने किया? आपने पढ़ा है, आपको उसके बारे में पता है। क्यों आज तक कोई भी टॉप 10 वीपीएन लिखने पे ये क्यों नहीं बताता कि वो कौन सी एप्लीकेशन है वीपीएन के जो हम अपना सर्वर बना सकते हैं? यहाँ ये क्यों नहीं आया, ओपन वीपीएन डालो ऑनलाइन एक्स, वीपीएन सर्वर कैसे कॉन्फ़िगर होगा, वो वाले लिंक क्यों नहीं आ रहे हैं टॉप 10 में? डोंट यू थिंक सो? ये आपको किस तरह से फूल बना रहे हैं? फॉर मोर डिटेल्स विकीपीडिया पे पढ़ लेना, अटैक कौन सा, HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग मैंने बताया, कैसे HTTPS स्ट्रिपिंग करते हैं ये बैकएंड में,
The
एंड
chat
देन यू
GPT is
रियलाइज।
like a Giphy, right?
हाँ जी।
सर चैट जीपीटी लाइक एक Giphy वर्ड पहले 2003 वर्ड्स में आता था ना, वो
हम्म
क्लिप्स बन के, लाइक
हम्म
हम उससे भी पूछते थे लाइक हेल्प एंड those things.
हाँ, राइट। तो सोचो ना, देखो कितना कितना गैप है इन सब चीज़ों में। इसलिए एवरीबडी प्लीज स्टार्ट लर्निंग इन अ प्रॉपर वे, इन अ प्रॉपर मैनर, दैट वुड बी अ ग्रेट टू गो, है ना, गुड टू गो। आई होप फिशिंग कंसेप्ट समझ में आ गया, आई होप वीपीएन समझ में आ गया।
100% सर।
वंडरफुल, ग्रेट। और प्रैक्टिकल्स के लिए अपना आइसोलेशन क्रिएट कर लो, अपनी अपनी मशीनें रेडी कर लो। आई बिलीव आई प्रेफर गो विद वर्चुअलाइजेशन और डॉकर पढ़ लो। मतलब आज आपको मैं ये रेकमेंड करूंगा, अगर अच्छे से पढ़ना है तो पहले व्हाट इज वर्चुअलाइजेशन, है ना, वर्चुअल बॉक्स क्या होता है, और एक डॉकर और जरूर पढ़ लो। डॉकर होता क्या है, कैसे कॉन्फ़िगर होता है ना, कंटेनराइजेशन कॉन्सेप्ट्स क्या हैं, और डॉकर कैसे इंप्लीमेंट होगा, क्योंकि आगे आने वाले टाइम में हमें बहुत सारे कुछ शायद सर्वर्स की जरूरत पड़ेगी। अगर रियल टाइम अटैक्स करना है या कुछ करना है तो हमें सर्वर्स चाहिए होंगे। वो सर्वर्स अपनी ही मशीन पे, अपने ही लैपटॉप पे आप आराम से एक्सेस कर सकोगे बाय यूजिंग डॉकर। ठीक है, वी आर इनटू डेवलपमेंट एंड आर&डी फेज, दैट इज साइबर सिक्योरिटी। तो उसके लिए अपना औजार, अपने हथियार तो तैयार करो, अपनी मशीनें तो रेडी रखो। ठीक है जी,
Yes, sir.
ग्रेट, परफेक्ट, थैंक यू निखिल, थैंक यू टू ऑल। एंड चलिए, समझ में आया, अच्छा लगा, होप आप लोगों से सबसे बात करके। Well, we are about to complete this first session, which is an introductory session and all. हमारा 1 से 4 का भी अभी एक और सेशन है। ठीक है, आप लोग ब्रेक ले लीजिए, लंच वगैरह कर लीजिए। आई थिंक बाय आफ्टर सम टाइम विल कनेक्ट। एंड मीन वाइल जिनका हो जाए वो प्रैक्टिस शुरू करिए, अपना डॉकर और या वर्चुअलाइजेशन शुरू कर दीजिए। और जस्ट आफ्टर अ ब्रेक विल बी बैक एंड विल कंटिन्यू विद दीज सेशंस।
सर कितने बजे सेशन है?
हाँ जी, क्या कह रहे हैं?
कितने बजे सेशन है नेक्स्ट?
नेक्स्ट सेशन 1 से 4 का टाइम है हमारा,
ओके ओके।
है ना, 1 to 4 का टाइम है अगला सेशन। तो थोड़ा सा आप लोग ब्रेक ले लें, मैं ये बस कहना चाह रहा हूँ। और मीनवाइल ना, चैट पे आप लोग अपना अपना प्लीज नेम और अपना इनरोलमेंट नंबर भी डाल दीजिए फॉर अटेंडेंस।
श्योर सर।
ठीक है ना, सभी आप लोग अपना ये हैबिट डाल लीजिए हर सेशन में, मतलब दिन में 2 बार डालना है, जो 10 to 1 वाले बैच में डालना है और 1 to 4 वाले बैच में भी डालना है। ठीक है, आप लोग अटेंडेंस डाल देंगे तो जो टीम है पीछे, जो हमारे मेरिट की भी टीम है, वो लोग आराम से आपके अटेंडेंस, आपका एनरोलमेंट नंबर, नेम, डिटेल्स मिल जाएगी उन्हें। हाँ, दैट इज ग्रेट, सो दैट आपकी वो अटेंडेंस और वो सब भी उसमें इनकॉर्पोरेट कर पाएंगे। ठीक है ना, चैट पे सभी अपना अपना नेम और रोल नंबर डाल दीजिए प्लीज। परफेक्ट।
Sir, then we will connect at 1:30 at.
हाँ जी, सॉरी सचिन।
Sir, 1:30 पे कनेक्ट करते हैं फिर से, राइट? नेक्स्ट सेशन।
हाँ हाँ, 1:30 करें, ठीक है,
श्योर सर।
1:30 के आसपास कर लेते हैं। लंच कर लो तब तक, आप लोग भी फ्री हो जाओ। एंड अराउंड 1:30 विल बी
Sir,
बैक।
is there any type of group where we can discuss this thing?
हाँ सौरभ, यू कैन सी, आई एम अ प्रोफेसर यार, आई एम आउट ऑफ द ट्रैक। आई थिंक कुछ मेरिट के टीम ने बनाया होगा, या बाकी सबसे पता होगा, नहीं है तो आप लोग बना लो और उसमें मुझे ऐड कर लो। और अदरवाइज बाकी आई थिंक मेरिट ने बनाया जरूर होगा या कुछ। हाँ जी राजन।
सर बाय एनी चांस आप मेरिट वगैरह कभी इंस्टीट्यूट आते हो, हमें अगर आपसे मिलना हो तो?
हाँ, मिलूंगा ना, वहाँ जब भी आऊँगा तो बता दूंगा। मोस्ट
सर श्योर
वेलकम,
सर, आप हमें बताइए, हम जरूर मिलने आए।
जरूर, मोस्ट वेलकम, विल
श्योर
सर्टेनली मीट।
सर। ओके।
ठीक है जी, आप लोग मेरा नंबर ले लीजिए, मोबाइल नंबर। इफ़ यू वांट आई विल शेयर माय नंबर टू ऑल। आप लोग मुझे ऐड कर देना, या कोई ग्रुप बना के डालना है तो उसमें डाल देना। आई विल गिव यू माय नंबर। माय नेम इज डॉक्टर अनूप गिरधर and my mobile number is 9811485729। ठीक है जी, सो आई जस्ट गिव माय नेम एंड नंबर। आई होप मेरिट ने बनाया ज़रूर होगा, क्योंकि वो लोग आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन वगैरह भेजते रहते हैं। बट अगर नहीं भी है तो आप लोग बना लीजिए। सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड कुछ भी आपको कभी भी कुछ पूछना है, कोई डिटेल चाहिए, तो मोस्ट वेलकम, यू कैन ऐड मी, है ना, इन दैट ग्रुप, एंड फर्दर वी कैन शेयर मोर डिटेल्स।
श्योर श्योर।
ठीक है जी, ऑल द बेस्ट। तो मिलते हैं ब्रेक के बाद, है ना, लेट्स टेक अ ब्रेक, और फिर अराउंड 1:30 आते हैं हम लोग,
ठीक है सर,
ओके सर,
थैंक यू सो
है ना,
मच।
विल स्टार्ट
थैंक
बाय
यू सर।
1:30 एंड आफ्टरवर्ड्स विल कंटिन्यू। ठीक है जी,
ओके
श्योर।
सर।
ओके।
Thank you.